Okay, I'll go live. It says I'm live. That was very quick. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my main channel. I don't usually stream here. We are here today. I'm not doing a wedding thing. I was about to do that. I'm not going to do that.
We are gathered here today to celebrate Mr. Omegon's success here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Gibbs money.
That was Bubba Alex. Thank you very much for that. Joining me as you joining me as you can clearly tell is the scrumptious Alex. Say hello, scrumptious.
Boys. Oh, hello, scrumptious.
There you go. How you been?
You know how I've been. How are you? How are you?
I'm all right. Everyone around me's been getting sick, and there I am just plodding along, you know, as usual, doing, well, my usual, really. I'm really, yeah, making content, going to work, going to the gym, and then doing more content, essentially, because that's pretty much, it's part of my life, it's part of my job.
Yeah.
Although I might, maybe I should take that comment I shared with you earlier to heart and perhaps be more passionate about what I do.
For fuck's sake. I read that comment, right? You know that I've had some interesting comments over the years.
You're better at getting them than I am, because you used to get them. I don't get them as often, and yet I do a lot more.
It's because I'm very good at pissing people off.
You have a talent.
It's a talent, yeah. But even I was taken aback by that particular one. There's a lot to unpack.
Do you want to? Would you like to read it for everyone?
Oh God! Do I have to do it in a voice?
No. You could just read it.
I know, but I feel like there should be some acting for this. Okay.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read a. Would you call it a hate comment?
It's criticism. I don't really care for the word hate.
Are you sure? Criticism?
You can call it whatever you want, though.
Okay, it's a gay comment. Omegon received some quote-unquote criticism recently on his This Week at Twitter, or twat, as he starts his videos, number 84, in which he, I believe, if my memory is to be trusted, you started the video by saying thank you for 100,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't see a problem with that.
I even went retro with it, with the old avatar. Thought I'll do a one-off retro format, you know?
Yeah, this is why I don't really agree with any of this. But I'll read this comment to you guys quickly so we can get on with the show.
Yeah.
2 minutes 44 for the start of the video. Jesus Christ, Omegon. Shill much? 100,000 subscribers? Whoopee. Who gives a piss? If you want to be better at what you do, at least condense your intros to the point of non-existence. I try with you. I try to sit through your vids to the end. But lately, just not had the patience to do so. I remember the good old days when you wasn't such a big fish in a little pond. Funny how growth emboldens creators to be slack and not as passionate. But then again, it's not like I have a stake in it, as I refuse to upload to a commie platform. In any event, good day. Now to look for a small to tiny creators as they gaff about what they do.
Give a flying fuck. Yep.
I don't see people use that one often, really.
I've never seen that acronym. It took me a moment to actually work out what it was. I'm very proud of myself.
I've never seen people use that one before. It's exceedingly British.
For the sake of it, there's a lot to go through with that, and no, I'm not going to go through it now because it just amused me. I sent it to you. I sent it to one other person, I believe, and it made me laugh quite a bit. I mean, it's just that's fine. I will learn from this and move on. Didn't I love the comment? I don't know. Maybe I did. I need to do that if I didn't.
What the fuck's he going on about?
I have no idea. I'd like to believe I care about what I do.
You've changed, Omegon. You've changed.
Yeah, jeez, I'm.
You shill.
I do.
Fucking Ome raid Shadow Legends on. We'll start calling you.
How dare I promote myself and thank others for supporting me? That is so egotistical.
How dare you? You know, it's funny, because Necro brings up a good point.
Hello, chat.
I call myself the king of the intros
You
for
do,
a
actually.
reason.
Actually, for those who
I
remember, Alex and I did a Content Constable together. He did the intro.
it's
Considering
probably
I
why
did
you
Oh,
do-
and
have
thank you,
great
Leona, for the
content.
donation. That's very kind of you. Yes, and I do have an ego. Thank you. I really need to make that donation a little bit longer. Yeah. Okay. So, as you may have
You've
noticed,
forgotten about your roots, Omegon.
right? Remember the old days with Satirician? Yeah, I do. He's still around, makes content. Not as much though. So I figured what I would do, because I couldn't think how to do anything here to kind of celebrate. I thought, why don't I just get someone on that I know I can sit here and BS with for a while and see what happens? And see if anyone has any questions. Answer those questions as well later on, ideally. Because I don't know what or how to do these kind of... Unlike... So I mentioned to Alex just before we started that I'm not the most emotional guy. It's not like Mundane Matt here, which, by the way, I wasn't cringing when he did that. When he cried opening his play button. Not even for a second. Because, you know...
I ejaculated.
I was just very happy for him because yes, he puts out a lot of content, but he did it. Well done. Thank you, HT Wells, although the alert hasn't popped. I don't know why that hasn't. Oh, there we go.
Cast you away with my big
I forgot to
gun
change the
called Fox
alert.
repellent spray.
Idiots.
Yeah.
I did change some, but I clearly didn't change all of them. But when people get... I'm not the most emotionally available. So I'm not overwhelmed or anything. I think I told my older sister, and that was about it. I just went back to work. Because that's pretty much me.
Well, no one's expecting you to, drag your nuts across the silver play button and cry in a video about that success.
Right, they're gone. Good.
I mean, if you cried, again, it would be something I would fap to.
I'll save that for you
cry.
later. I'll say it if I'm lucky enough to obtain one of these vaunted buttons. I will, of course, send you a picture of me crying over it, so you can obviously send back a picture of you ejaculating over a picture of me crying over it.
You should cry on it first and then drag your nuts across it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Skincare, Omegon.
I understand, and I am here to help you as well.
Good.
But I'm genuinely chuffed because Alex and I were talking about this. I said when we first started talking to each other, I thought he'd with his first channel, but then it was politics. It was very poisonous, I think, for both of us.
Let's not
Yes,
beat around the bush. All right. The reason why I didn't hit 100,000 subscribers on Irate Bear was damn well why.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't. It just happens. But obviously you found your niche now, which is fantastic. And thank you, Leona, for the $2 super chat. Cry, I came here for tears, and then another one. Come on, Daddy, cry. Thank you. I'm going to check my server for a second and yeet you from a VC. Oh, there you are. Perfect. Right, where was I? I never thought
Talking about crying.
Yeah, of course. I didn't think we'd get here, so it's a bit of a strange feeling. Like I felt.
I
nervous.
knew you would.
Well, that's very.
I've
nice
always
of you to
known you
say.
would.
That's very nice of you to say. I've
said that to you from the beginning.
By the way, for those interested, the donation alert you see there, that was a GIF made explicitly for this stream by, in the chat, Pencil Cookie. You should find her on YouTube and subscribe to her. I'm glad others thought I would, but I think me not thinking I would was probably better because it drove me a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the best. Because I remember when I had about 400 subs, and I've told this many times, I was more than happy to quit then, because I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because others have mentioned the name especially wasn't helping. I wasn't. Others certainly within the intellectual skeptosphere were they were all doing collabs with each other, pumping out 1 to 3 videos a day. So Monday Matt, and they were no criticism, they were very busy, and it was difficult.
Different time as well.
Yeah, and
Very, very different time.
before Joe's pops, no, I'm not going to cry. You know me long enough. But thank you for your, George Soros says thanks for your £2 donation. I of course appreciate it.
It really emboldens and just makes me happy that I'm not the only person who needs tears to get off.
Right.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
You might though, if you're lucky, because you're doing it through YouTube. You're giving them half of that money, which is great. So they'll send you a thank you with some of their own tears in. There'll be milky tears.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Ideal. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, very nice.
Oh Jesus.
Very nice.
Thank you, Chantel Smith, a frequenter of my Eurotruck streams. Cheers to the best British Cthulhu of the galaxy. Very proud of you. Much love. Thank you very much. Oh, jeez, what is wrong with you? Thank you, Adam Walker. Is tonight the night we cut Omegon into, well, wrong species, but thank you. Leona, I'm going to yeet you from a VC again. YouTube, say thank you to your donations, though. Oh dear.
I know. YouTube is a very different time. When you started, I think I started a year after you.
Yeah, you, Sinatra, Drunkle came in a year later.
Yeah. Along with Monkey and Bloodwing and a few other people, and I suppose one of the biggest differences between, I suppose, us and you is that you kind of separated yourself from the community. I don't ever remember really you getting involved much in the community politics aspect of things.
Yeah, so I there was a creator called Mim Headroom. He was a social scientist PhD candidate. He got his PhD actually eventually, and he predicted about a year before it happened that the entire skeptosphere would implode, and he believed that it would because of what was going on with the culture war, the anti-SJWs and all that. The moment a live stream happened between, was it Lacey Green, I think, and Blair White, that was it. It was over. All of that was dead because somebody had finally crossed the bridge. And
I'm not so sure that's where it started.
No, but I do think it was a bigger crux, I guess. I was bigger incident.
Well, no, I get what you mean. The moment that it became about politics, which is kind of a weird thing for me to say, isn't it? Because the skeptosphere, you'd think there was a level of politics involved, and there was. Of course there was.
Yeah.
But back then it was more about deconstructing ideological mania. Some of us still focused on religion.
I avoided that like the plague, and it's because I grew up not knowing religion or atheism. So for me, even as an adult now, I still have very little understanding or care for it.
Well, you know that I had a particular penchant for one particular religion back in those days.
I tried to avoid that one because I got so many comments from people saying, you're bigoted, and then the follow-up comments of, if you criticize this, then you are phobic in some manner, and I just didn't care.
I loved it. I loved the comments like that.
I
really did.
After watching your recent incidents concerning the furries, yes, I can fully understand you loved it. Bloody hell.
Sometimes I just enjoy fighting entire groups of people, dude. It's just the thing that I do. Another donation.
Lovely Lena, I have a question for you. When will you feature on internet? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
An internet AJ. He's a person.
I cast you away with my big
See, look,
gun.
I got rid of that.
Talent spray.
I got rid of that alert, but it still popped up. Grumble.
When will you feature on Internet AJ? That's his handle, is Internet AJ.
Oh,
he does rise and fall videos, basically.
Okay.
Not too dissimilar to what I do, but he focuses on specific personalities, whereas I focus on the worst people in the world.
Oh, okay. I try to. So when those.
Sorry, excuse me.
That works. Pencil Cookie. All love Squidhead. Thank you, Pencil Cookie. I'll probably send that back to you later when I pay for the art you've done for me, actually. But yeah, when I started, it was 2015. I had some crappy USB, and yes, Leon, I see that. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Oh, goodness.
His
So-
mods are just purposely trying to make him cringe.
They're on my server in the VC. They know they're doing it, and I know they're doing it because they were there literally saying earlier, "We're going to do this and make it into an event." Cunts.
Good.
So yeah, fair. They did it on my birthday as well, the bastards. Which is
Yeah,
fantastic. Stop doing it through YouTube though. You're giving them all the money. I remember this last time, and I counted it. I swear they took 60% of it. I was very
Supposed to
irritated.
take 30%.
Oh, they took
Supposed
more.
to.
They took more. That I know they did.
Yeah.
I worked it out. I even did the currency conversions. I was like, "There's no way it's that low, you bastards."
Yeah.
But when I started, it was like a crappy USB headphone. For my birthday, I remember mentioning to people that I would put the very first video I ever made back on YouTube, and I'd unlist it for people to listen to. And you know, it is pretty bad, but it's incoherent. And I've mentioned how I started in the first place. So I'm going to answer a question, actually. How did I create my graphic? Actually, that comes from how I started. Because others had avatars, and I used... initially, it was just something through FreeMake Video Converter. It created this like background that moved. It was bullshit. It was definitely premeditated. Shut up, Dave. I know what you're like. I've known you for... How many years have I known you? 14 years at this point? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But when I started, I then moved to a logo for the Alpha Legion with a black backdrop because I didn't know how to edit properly at the time through Movie Maker. And then I wanted an avatar, so I sat in Paint or Paint.net, and I managed to make a new set. That was it. The first avatar I had was made by Lisa, which is the avatar I used on This Week of Twitter last week. On Friday, even. Week starts on Sunday, isn't it? In some point. No, Friday. And it was inspired by a Cthulhu ski mask, which I have in my, well, according to one of my patrons, shed. Then it's okay. This is the same guy who says the gym is called the Gime. Yeah, he's that guy. Hang on. Wild, hey, have money for the butter. Your butters, all right? Thank you.
You have a couple of questions which I have copied and pasted into DMs. The first one being from Credible Threat, the second one being from Mickey.
Well, I'll get to those in a second, if that's okay.
Okay. I just wanted to make you aware.
But I do appreciate that, actually, because I do want to go through those as well. I think with Dr. Emily, thank you very much. Congrats on 100,000. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The hard work is paying off, or attrition, whichever's easiest. I'm not entirely sure at this point. When I was starting, though, other creators used the same still over and over again with the same backdrop over and over again. And I do that now. Hannah, thank you for the £20 donation. That's very kind of you. Congratulations. I appreciate that. That's my simp. Oh, I believe she calls herself an e-horse simp. Thank you very much.
Is she not a pay pig?
I don't know. But I believe on Twitter she's referenced herself as an e-horse simp.
Okay.
And you have to get it correct. She's Welsh. Just.
Well, that explains.
Joe,
it.
please carry on talking in that melted caramel voice so I can. I've been to your home. You don't sleep. I call bullshit. You fucker. I don't know if I'm going to finish a sentence. These bastards.
Finish a sentence.
They're just trying to hurt me. Okay, they're trying to hurt me.
Read it.
I've read it already. I read it.
Oh, okay.
I read it. They're just hurting me. Raccoonus, onward on the road to 500,000. My goal is to obviously keep growing this channel and remain consistent and try to improve. By October there will be a minor change to Halls of Injustice because there's something I've never addressed that I want to. Concerning whether or not a judge has administered a correct sentence based on sentencing guidelines. And I'd like to go into the legal aspect of it. So I can tell them they're all wrong and should be, whatever it is, disbarred or whatever it is you do to a judge to remove them as a judge. But that won't be to October because I've already got some Halls of Injustice videos uploaded. Like 4. Spoiler there, I guess. But everyone was using the same images over and over again. They were pumping out these videos over and over and over again. And so when I finally hit 1,000... 1 second. Oh, those velvet buttery tones make me sleep so well. I think a dick in the mouth makes you sleep better. Thank you for the £1 donation. She's doing it one at a time. I'm not. I mean,
Are you enjoying it, mate? Are you enjoying it?
I mean, yes, it's hilarious, and I'm sure I'll laugh at this eventually when I get over the butt hurtness and all the copium I'm taking. Oh, 1 second. Moose. Uwu. Uwu, your sexy voiced moist daddy like vocal chocolates. Usually you used to write just Monry. Just that. I'll take that sentence instead, because I can imagine a guy, 6'5" monster of a man, saying Uwu. Yeah, I believe it. Should we just get to those questions now? Because I clearly aren't going to get anywhere with it.
The thing is most of you don't know this, but Omegon is a 6'5" monster of a man who says "uwu."
Can confirm. In fact, I do it dressed as Sailor Moon. Which,
He does. I've seen
Which
it.
I mean,
It's
I tell
very-
everyone I tell everyone I hate it, but clearly that's a lie.
It looks fantastic with those thick thighs of yours.
I've got some. My legs are they're all the muscles. All right.
There's no hair. It's just smooth.
Actually, weirdly, for the most of my because I used to wear jeans a lot. My legs do not like hair on them much. It's quite irritating. Thank you,
They rub
Leona. What's wrong,
together.
Tentacle Senpai Daddy? UWW. I don't know what that means, but all right.
Yeah, Omegon's massive.
That just makes
Pretty
me
sure I
sound-
can ride him into battle. He's that big.
Weirdly, I used to say that I was going to defeat the furry menace by riding into battle on my valiant gimp steed, who happens to be Wildling Darling in the chat. And then I see you last night fighting the furries, and I was like, I could bring it back, but I know it'll piss her off, so I didn't. I was like,
Well, I've taken to pissing Wildling off on Twitter now.
never stop. Hang on.
She loves it, by the
Yulita,
way.
ooh woo, my tentacle daddy. The voice makes me quite moist. You're the same person that made a cup of tea with mustard in and sent
Who
me the
did
video.
this?
Yulita Howl in the chat, who's
would
donated
you
£3
do that?
because she's a git. Oh dear. Take
Yeah,
my
that's a
Aussie
generous
dollars.
donation.
Should get you a super sweet Happy Meal and enjoy it in good health. Thank you, D, for the incredibly generous awkwardness donation. Cthulhu, I approve of the uwu and the owo. Oh, thank you for your £3.
That's very generous.
That's incredibly generous, all of you. That's genuinely very kind of you. I'm just gonna get awkward.
Yeah.
Part of me thought that we were gonna talk about how things were, how things have progressed, how things are, because it's the
Well, we
commentary.
still can do that.
Yeah,
It's
fine.
just you have been reading donations.
Yeah, they
It makes my life very easy when you do that. But yeah, if you still want
It
to
does.
do that,
It does.
we can do that, dude.
It does because you're suffering, aren't you? For me, I find it fascinating because the commentary communities back then, we were all on Skype groups, right? We were just talking all day, every day, right? Discord
Yeah.
came along. People slowly went over there. 1 second. Thank you, Shade. So Joe, Uwu, notice me, senpai, please.
You've been noticed. Is the usual
Thank you,
response to that?
Mod, for that donation. She's one of my own judges. Oh,
Omegon is 40, by the way. Yeah, he looks like he's 25.
I thought I was 35.
No, you're 40.
Am
But
I?
you look,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I've just added some years onto you because
I'm aging.
yeah, aging.
It's just, it's very interesting to me because how the commentary. I mean, when the skeptic stuff died, I didn't pay attention for years, and then last year I find out all these other creators have just appeared on the scene, but haven't.
That must have been fucking nice.
Well, I didn't really know. I don't know any of them. I don't talk to them. I don't engage with them. The
see-
fascinating thing for me. Oh, hang on. Thank you, Wildling. Again, Uwu, see me, daddy, see me, say my name. Well, your name is Judge, and I'm going to change it to something later that you're going to really hate. I might change it to Wet Discharge.
Wet discharge.
Wet Discharge, yeah.
Wet, yeah. Yeah, man. I really wish I'd taken a leaf out of your strategy of doing YouTube back in those days because Oh, so whilst you were off doing your own thing, I was balls deep in the community politics side of things, as you well know, and
I
it
warned
wasn't
people. It was such a bad idea.
it wasn't worth it. The moment Edgy Sphinx decided to turn
Oh,
on
Sphinx, man.
everyone, that was when the shit hit the fan,
Sphinx was just a creator. Then he made some very interesting points. Then he kind of ruined the Edgy Sphinx channel. He went away and he came back as something else, built the channel, and then cocked up again and disappeared.
yeah, yeah, it's because he turned up. I can't remember exactly what it is that he did. It was regarding Kraut's server. Of course, everybody called this
One second.
a doxing.
Thank you, Cthulhu. It rubs the tentacles on its skin or it gets the inky discharge again. Thank you for the £3 donation. And Reaper's Lair, thank you. It's very kind of you for the donation and the congratulations. Please continue.
Yeah, and of course it wasn't a Discord wherein people were being doxed.
Oh, you mean that ops server with the
The gay ops server. Yeah. Which is when everything just went to fucking shit, and the people you used to say, "Oh, this Bloodsport's new." Bloodsport's was never new. Keemstar was doing it in 2010. We've all seen the video where he calls Alex the N-word, right? That was some of the first internet Bloodsports.
Yeah, people don't.
And people were like, "Oh, the Kumite's the newest Bloodsports. It's a new thing." No, it fucking ain't.
People really were on their high horse about how IBS with the Kumite and Moistski Live and
it collapsed,
and the kill stream stuff as well. They all said that this stuff was innovative and because it was unlike debates where people had chance to prepare. 1 second, thank you, Moose. Oh, whoa, Daddy Moist Senpai has noticed me. Yes, I have. Thank you for your £1 donation. I'm going to yeet you from a VC as well. Give me a moment.
Liz Reptile with her 2 buttholes.
Where is he? There he is.
There's a name I've not heard in a while.
I never really cared for that. I didn't care. I not long ago, Liz messaged me actually about something. I never had any issues with people. I think that's probably why I was always very on the fence, okay with people. And thank you, Jackie, for the congratulatory message and the $2 donation. That's very generous and kind of you. It was perhaps it's something from real life, I guess, because, and this might sound a bit tragic, but it's not intended as such. Pencil Cookie, actually want to say thank you, Squiddy, for getting me started with commissions, and that's very kind of you. I'll send that back later as well. But in real life, I never really sort of had a group of friends. I had housemates at uni, and for a while we got on all right, but a group of mates never really had that. So when communities were there and I was trying to build my channel, it was fine to do, but ultimately I wasn't okay aligning, because it's that thing with labels. So say for example you believe in God, okay? So I'm going to use an example here. There is a guitar player, one of my favourite, called Mark Tremonti. He believes in God. What faith does he believe in?
Well, that doesn't narrow it down, does it?
1 moment. Leona, worth it. Sweet, sweet, darling, sexy daddy. Thank you for the £1 donation. George Soros says thank you. His point is that he doesn't really subscribe to a religion. He just believes in a God. And he doesn't want the label of that faith on him. His own version of God is better. Yeah. So I never really. Sky Surprise, love you, Omegon. Well done, 100k. Hope YouTube gives you your play button without any delay. I hope so too. I see the woo at the end. Thank you. I hope they do. I'll wait. I said apparently it takes up to a week to review your channel and your subscribers and other aspects. So we'll see what happens. Muscles. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So that point is that I was never really in those communities. Really? Mm-hmm. And thank you, Yelita. If I give £1, will I get £1? That's up to Alex, not me.
No.
Or Caramel Swagness. So
is that my new
well,
handle?
It's like that thing I do on your streams where I turn up as sexual Swagness, which I can't. I'm not doing. Okay. I'm not doing that voice because it's effort. I've been learning.
You should still. It's 100k subscriber celebration stream.
Yes, but I have to actually remember how to do the voice. That's the thing. I can't just turn it
Sexual
on.
swagness. It's like
see,
that.
see, he's got it. He knows how to. He's caramel swagness.
God.
I've been. Thing is,
But
I'm
that's not the
balls
voice
deep
I
in.
would use.
The issue is, I've been practicing aggression vocals for a while on my streams where I blow out people's eardrums. I don't want to do that here because that's the only one I can remember how to do at the moment. And it's not even aggression vocals; it just sounds like it. And I've got nieces asleep behind me in the other room, so I can't. But the point really was,
You want to blow out people's eardrums. You just do what I do without even shouting.
I'm
So
sorry,
I
Orby
can't
Daddy,
shout
you're the
at my
bestest
streams
Cthulhukin
anymore.
ever, Uwu. Thank you, Leona, again for the £1 donation. That's very kind of you.
You lean into your microphone and caramel swagness.
See, that is quite nice. And with you having AIDS right now, that's fantastic. It sounds fantastic. Actually, if anything, it's proper ASMR. I told you you'd be doing that on this stream. But
My voice has been damaged anyway.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
So the point was that I think what helped me get here without being dragged by everything else was that I was never really in it. That sounds really strange, but as much as I would like to
it was
believe
the
I
best thing for it, dude. Trust me.
I would love
to.
I'd love to have been in those communities because I probably would have been grown faster sooner if I just if I had just asked to collab with more people. But I didn't.
Yeah, but you don't have to be part of a community to collaborate with people.
No, that's true. But I didn't have the confidence to reach out. And if I was, thank you, Tiana Chittister, for that donation. It's very kind of you. Thank you. But if I had actually, been more proactive in that respect within those communities while I was in that area. And I'm just going to read this comment because it annoys me. Teaching Meg to do a sexy voice is like making your tea in the microwave. It doesn't work like that.
I don't believe I was teaching you to make a sexy voice.
Thank you, Moose. No, Eula. Moist Senpai Tentacle Daddy is all mine. Thank you. For those who are interested, by the way, if you are donating through Streamlabs, you'll notice in the top right corner is an unattainable goal. The entire point being that I was going to buy a celebratory bottle of whiskey. Now, I have one in mind.
That's tiny.
Yeah, I know. I should make it bigger, but I wanted to fit it in the corner. I'll make it a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
You know what you should do?
See? It's bigger.
I have an idea. Put it over the black sensor bar over my eyes.
No, it's too wide. I mean, I could do it like that. That works. It looks a bit big, but I can't rotate it properly. So it's a bit...
In OBS, you'd have to do it manually with numbers.
I'm not doing
to
that.
do it.
It's fine.
You
It
should
can. Oh, fine, I'll do it in OBS. How do you do it? Where do you go to do that?
You have to double click on it, you lunatic.
Do I?
Yeah.
Double click on okay, on here.
Yeah,
Width,
on
height.
the actual. Yeah, you'd have to adjust the height in there. You have to fuck it. Yeah, just fuck around with it a little bit.
No, I
You-
meant
you have to-
I
you
meant
have to
rotate.
tilt it a little bit
Yeah,
as well.
I don't know how to tilt it. That's what I meant.
Well, you just put your mouse over the top of the box, and it should, just try to rotate it that way.
It won't let me. It only lets me stretch it in size. It's fine. It can just hover over your eyes and stick out a little bit and be wonky.
That'll do.
Yeah, it can stay there.
Make it massive.
Oh, massive. All right. Well, I can't go too
Yeah.
big because otherwise it'll overdo the It'll go over the top of the. It was just an unattainable number, just because I was being a dick, so I thought I'd put it there. Thank you, Whiskey. If that's you, Dave. Thank you. It's always nice to get money from you for a change. It's been a while. I used to actually long ago when I struggled, I'd always ask. I'd be like, Dave, yo, can you give me some money? I still owe him money. I still owe him money. That's terrible. I should probably pay him back at some point.
No, but communities aside, and the many mistakes I made, you've done well, mate. I told you, you've done well. You've done very, very fucking well.
I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud that, so with the other channels, for example, there's no bleeding over a conflict. So with the politics, for example, I do politics, for those who don't know, on a channel called Moistski Live. A name entirely chosen because I was a salty little bitch, because when Warski Live was a thing on Andy Warski's channel, I never got invited over. Thank you, Leona. Mine or mine, my daddy Omegon. I see people are now in VC laughing while pretending to fight over me. Great. And to answer the question of what kind of whiskey, well, we'll see how far that bar goes, and I'll know how much it will be. But it's only through Streamlabs. I didn't put it through Super Chats, so I do apologise. But it's mostly because I don't have access to the Super Chat straight away, whereas I would with that. And thank you, Theatre Wench Ginger. Grats on 100k. Happy for you. Thank you. I'm genuinely proud of that part because I don't know. It's a strange one because since uni and all that, I kind of didn't really get up to much. This felt like I'd accomplished something. And also, it is almost 5 years, well, just shy of 5 years after my mother passed, which it's a strange thing. I had mentioned to you and a couple others that I thought it'd be kind of cool if I could hit it before then, because I'd be keeping a promise I made to my sisters. Because I just after we'd found out she was going to pass, I'd said that I was gonna I wanted to try and turn this into a job, and I did. But I did that when coronavirus hit, and oh dear fucking God, was coronavirus an absolute motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
It was a nightmare. But for me, it was a nightmare because the cleaning work was great because I knew how much I was getting. With YouTube, I never knew, so I had to try. You're laughing your butts off. Fantastic. I'm so happy for you. I'm going to YouTube in the VC again. Give me a second. Where are you? Oh God, I can't see.
Good grief.
There we go. Disconnected him. It's fine.
He can't help it, guys.
I'm not salty.
You have many questions, and Omegon is ignoring your questions.
I'll get to them
because,
soon.
Shut up, mods! We're trying to do a fucking stream here.
We don't even know what we're doing at this point.
I'm gonna jump.
Do I have to keep donating to make you buy good whiskey? Yes, you do, actually. And you can do it as ones if you like. Thank you, whiskey. I don't mind. The higher, the better. And then, of course, if it goes above what the perhaps intended one was, then, of course, we will change to match. Thank you, Paloma, for the $5 donation. That's very kind of you. Where were we going with the conversation? Because I've already forgotten.
I was going to give you some shit, actually.
Go on, then.
Popular opinion, and I know it would be popular, especially with your subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't have stopped the Content Constable, the stream would have happened a while ago.
I only stopped because Deji tanked, and I same thing with one of my mods, Wildlings. Keep saying it's because certain topics are taboo by YouTube
I get
standards.
I get it, dude. And far be it from me of all fucking people to dare criticize somebody.
I do want to do one
for giving up on a series.
I do want to do one, but I just don't know what to do, and I don't know how to do it anymore.
I totally get that, mate.
I had a target as well, a follow-up target. It was going to be Gabby Hanna originally, but then the tea communities, being the absolute that they are, completely shat on it.
There you go, entire tea community. There's your next big one.
But my planned one before I mentioned her was actually going to be a prank channel that I knew of through Vine, and I have zero respect for because the guy still does the exact same thing every single day, even though the views are slightly diminishing considerably. We're talking like from millions down to a couple 100,000, which is still a lot of views, but it's the same thing every single day.
Really?
And
what does he do?
Pranks his brother. That's it. And it's not even a prank. It's not even a prank. It's all fake. But he calls it a prank.
Yeah, we know that.
No, we know it now because they released a book confirming it. And I was like, I want to flay you guys.
There are still grifters. Prank channels that, like, the parents will have, like, their 6-year-old daughter magically come on her fucking period, and that is a prank video, and it's a monetized.
I'm not okay with that
video as well. There's some horrible shit out there, dude. There's plenty to cover.
I think the issue with Content Constable was that others in the comments. It's why actually I didn't premiere it in the end, because I was getting a lot of crap in the live chat that was for the premiere. People saying, "Oh, it's a dead topic. Everyone's already covered him," and I didn't know who the channels were they were talking about. I didn't know about the other videos, so then I had to alter my video accordingly to include comment like, "Yes, I know these existed, but I made a blasted promise that I would do it." Thank you, Dangly Bowls. Had to round this up to a nice even number. You probably shouldn't have done that because you know what you. Thank you for your incredibly generous £33.54 donation. It's very kind of you. My server are going to just ruin that for you now. I'm sorry. I did it before the stream, actually. I got a donation from Cindy, who's been a long-time supporter. I used it to buy a new desk for my log cabin. An L-shaped desk. I've sent you a picture of it, I think.
You haven't sent me a picture.
I'll send it to you after the stream, it's fine. But I sent her a picture as well and said, look, that's what I've done with that. Thank you, Paloma. Love you, Kegs, helping through my kegs. Through my rehab. I'm glad whatever I do does help you through rehab. I don't know what kegs means, though.
But anyway, as I was saying, far be it from me of all fucking people to be the pot when bringing up that point. It's not really criticism as such.
Well, no, you got a point to it because, like, for example, you yourself have grown considerably more recently with the Shani documentary, but also the what's his name, Davi Vanity.
I was very surprised. And I admit, I was very, very surprised at that. It's at 40,000 now.
That's fantastic because you now know what you can do, and you also know you don't have to. There you go. See, great and amazing Omegon. Your voice makes me melt. Fantastic. Go get your vibrator and finish yourself off. Thank you for the £1 donation.
Grab yourself a Nokia 3210.
There we go. He got the. It's the freaking Ali G thing, isn't it, from the movie?
Yeah.
Ella, thank you for the $9.99 donation. Congratulations, very kind of you.
All right, let me ask you some of these questions that I've copied and pasted.
Please, let's do questions.
Well, I'll get that donation from Ella, and then
I've just read it. I just read it.
All right. All right, fine. All right, so from Credible Threat, he says, my question is, what made you choose the name Omegon?
It's actually it was my housemates in my first year of university's fault. The book Legion, the 7th book in the Horus Heresy series, had come out. I was reading it. My housemates saw it, and they had one of them had a little read quickly, and he said, which in retrospect a little bit cruel, but not. That if anything, I was similar to the one of the Primarchs, because Omegon had a twin, Alpharius. No one knew about Omegon, though. That was the thing. And he said, that seemed eerily familiar to you. Why? Because no one looks at you twice. And I was like, that is so... Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Ragamuffin, for the £26.43. Congratulations on 100,000. Thank you very much. But
that name is fantastic.
That is a great name. But yeah, the name came from... it might... So Dave will know in the chat if it's this guy. A guy called Marco, who I lived with in my first year. Because he was in the room next door to me. I had the book on my bed. He read it. I was probably drunk or something. He read it and then just like, Omegon. Okay, thank you very much. Wildling, thank you for your permission. I will thinking of your tentacles, Daddy. You're welcome. Send pics to Irate Alex.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Warning though, if you send me horrible things, I'll send you worse things.
I'll just send what I said to him.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think I actually sent the picture, the one with the guy who could be elected king. I sent that to my mods. Thank you, Joe. Please, Daddy Omegon, let's praise you. But yeah, the name Omegon came from the book Legion, and I remembered it from university. One of the happier times. I thought, as callous as that remark was, I found it really hilarious because it was. He didn't intend it to be as harsh. But it was, and I was like, I like the name. Thank you, Cthulhu, for £1. May your tentacles stay moist and your teeth sharp. Well, my teeth are always sharp, and I do brush at least once daily. Twice if I've had too much to drink and suddenly feel the urge to put mint on my breath instead of vomit.
I would like to say thank you to Necro for sending me the word penis via WhatsApp. He did so specifically because Omegon does this.
I do send you a lot of wood, to be fair. Whiskey. Whoop, everyone else is buying you whiskey instead. Yeah, that was the point. I thought, I'll see if everyone would be up for the idea of an unattainable goal. It's not going to be hit at all. But I thought I'd set it higher just because. But yeah, that's where the name came from.
I will send you Shani's porn.
Oh, God, I've seen some of that. Because you sent it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the name comes from a book, and as correctly pointed out by Chaos in the chat, Omegon is one who is secretly loyalist. He is. Absolutely. Thank you, Moose. Those are my tentacles, Wildling, Moose, and Moist Daddy forever. I'm the Big Spoon. We're both 6'5". How on earth are you the Big Spoon? But all right.
Second question is from Mickey.
Donate a bit more. Donate more, and we'll see if I can if I make you the Big Spoon or not. Go on, Mickey.
See, you didn't need me for this stream.
I
Clyde,
need you for this.
she's calling you Clyde.
Of course. Yeah.
What's your favorite video? What your favorite video that you've made on your channel?
Right, I'll get to that in a second.
I imagine that's what she asked. What she's asking.
I will answer.
Oh, Irish, hello.
Hello, Irish. Congratulations, Omegon. So happy for you. Much love. Thank you for the $25 donation. That's very kind of you.
Irish is fantastic, people.
Absolutely, she is. Does she have a YouTube channel?
She did go on to Black Guy TV's stream at least
Yeah,
once,
I think she's active in
believe.
places. I've seen her in places all over the place, actually. Yeah, people should go follow
Yeah,
her.
I've tried to encourage her to do more.
Yeah, you
But
should
she's
do
a
more.
busy lady, you know. She's
She
a
is.
she's a
She
busy bee.
is. Thank you for the donation. So to answer the question from the nerd, the Virgin, Wikipedia, I've always said Content Constable Foodie Beauty Part 2. I did get a comment on that video actually earlier today because people obviously they have rewatchability. I've always said it was this one because it was the one I enjoyed doing the most. And so I had a comment earlier. Can I find it though? The comment was like something, shame on you. You shouldn't be commenting on it. Oh, here we are. Now I've just lost all respect for you. Honestly, just leave people alone. It's not your channel. To which I've replied, okay. To which, oh, actually, it just replied to me. I need to apologise. I was a bit mighty pissed off. I apologise for being a massive staple mate. I should... Okay. All right. Thank you, Paloma, for the $5 donation. Moving on. So, yeah, my favourite one's Foodie Beauty Part 2. Or
But I've had
Nick
some
Ocado Part
fucking
1.
people like that in over the years, you know, that just decided that I was going to be their emotional punching bag for the fucking day. You know what I mean?
No,
that,
I do.
That bullshit right there is just emotional fucking, just dumping,
I'm
trauma
not,
dumping.
For the sake of it, I'm not going to... If you are in my chat, I do not intend to offend you. I didn't read your name out. I am not for a second. I'm going to... I used to be a bit... I used to, on Discord, have open DMs. I used to have emails. People could just... Facebook, I used to use the messages on that all the time. I would be everywhere to reply to people. And then after a certain incident with one person who will not mention, we're not going to talk about the incident. We're not going to give it. Oh, Social Repose, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of me and Alex back and forth working out how we were going to do this. And Social Recluse was my name idea. The costume was all him, though. And he paid for it all. That's insane. I should have paid you for that. But
No, I loved that dude. I didn't give a shit.
the idea of Social Recluse was very funny, though. And you were meant to have one feather originally, remember? You remember you went... No. Tempe mentioned Social Repose, but the Content Constable was good. But the that one incident that happened that we're not going to talk about, it's not... I don't want to draw... No. But it forced me to close DMs on Facebook. And there were people that I would talk to. And then I realised... I mean, some of them were actually just genuinely kind and lovely to me. Genuinely. And I have that on Patreon.
That is something I was going to bring up on the stream, you know. Not the specifics.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second, if that's okay.
Okay.
But I had to then shut down my DMs on Discord. And that's now on my server rule thing. I am not accepting DMs from people unless they're paid artists or mods or friends that I have chosen to keep. And I've reduced that down. There aren't many. And I don't make it a point to reply. I've got a DM message request list that's longer than that guy who I sent you a picture of, Baby Arm. It's just monstrous, and I can't reply. I'm not replying to these people. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I used to become a dumping ground for people, and I would love to reply to you. I'd love to help you, but if I did that, what happens to me? It tears me down, and I can't. And that's what happened. And as dead inside as I'd like to think I am most of the time, eventually it gets to me. And thank you, Paloma, again for the incredibly generous $5 donation. You've been very generous this evening. Thank you. But yeah, I can't do that again. I can't risk it either because, you know, with that one incident, things happened and fell out of place and caused a bit of a shift.
Yes,
wasn't
the consequences of
there's always a consequence, and it's all because of my own willingness to listen to people when I should have just walked away sooner. And those mistakes cost, and I can't do that. And I don't want to also do it to risk it then bleeding onto other people. So separating myself means, for example, you know I don't stream on this channel very often, and whenever I do, it's pretty much just you. And think about the Content Constables. Anyone that's featured in those videos, the majority has been Alex. Why? Because he's one of the few people I can trust. Which sounds really tragic, but at the same time, it's true.
I'm not that bad.
He and I, at one point, long ago, when we were, when I was just a small channel, and he was Irate Bear at the time, we at one point were going to meet up in onesies, me in an octopus or squid onesie, him in a bear one, and we were going to wrestle in the park.
We should still do that, but yeah, I'd go down a lot quicker than.
I think it
I
would.
would've
I think it'd be
them.
very, very mismatched. But
Yeah, it
only,
would be
only,
very,
only
very
because, only because you've got a stick. If you get one good shot on me, I'm done. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, I'm gonna have to basically do it on all fours. I'm gonna have to like
Do
go
this.
full
Hang
furry
on,
with
are
this
we, are we,
shit.
are we gonna have to like a moo off or something? Be on fours and
Yeah,
just moo in each other's faces.
I'll get a proper bear onesie and I'll start charging at you on all fours.
Or what you do is you make it seem like you're about to hit me, and then your wife comes up behind, just smacks me, just clarts me for it. She'd beat the crap out of me.
To kind of touch on what Omegon's talking about there, to kind of elaborate, I suppose, using my own experience, is that Omegon is a nice person.
Bit too
And
nice, I think.
unfortunately, so am I from time to time. And there are people out there who like to lean on people like Omegon, for example. They've done the same thing to me over the years. The problem is with these people, is they have a bad habit of getting super attached.
1 second.
If you
Whiskey. It needed rounding up to a maximum break, something we can never achieve IRL despite the Smurf love. I'll explain the context of that later. Thank you, Dave, for the 1456. Please continue with our We're Too Nice for
as
Our
I was
Good.
saying, people will tend to latch on and they will tend to trauma dump.
Yeah.
And if you don't have time for them, because you know real life exists, they may decide to turn on you, or they may decide to put it on you in a way that is not comfortable, and it's not appropriate to do so. You know, it really isn't. And one of the biggest issues with this kind of shit is, as Megan has spoken about in the videos, there is such things as a power dynamic.
Yeah.
With me, there's no power dynamic with me, but with someone like a Megon who's just hit 100,000 subscribers, he definitely has a power dynamic.
I might make it my goal to make you hit 100k next. That might be my next goal.
I'm not as bothered about it. You know how I used to be really bothered about the 100K
Yeah,
thing.
long ago. You thankfully, you
Yeah.
and I stopped. I'm really glad you stopped caring so much.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm just glad when I get a video made, mate.
You got a banger. You got a banger.
Excuse
He's
me.
got, for those who are interested, his channel's linked down below. He's got a banger coming soon, as soon as he's well enough to make it.
You say banger, it's gonna be horrible.
It's going to be a banger. Carry on.
It's gonna start with incest. I just want to put that out there, but
That's fine. There is a point though to the whole like being nice and letting people in, and for example with Alex, if that happens, it drags him down, because I've seen it happen before, and it's not great for me. I had to have people around me say, "Yeah, you realise you're too nice to these people, right?" And so that it was my server mods that had to do this to get me to realise that I cannot indulge this anymore, because it's not healthy, and it doesn't help channel growth. Because then I'm a very consistent, regular uploader, right? Incredible Threat. There was a reason it got deleted. I do apologise, but we don't talk about it. All right. But there's a reason. You know, it's because I'm focused. I'm not derailed. If I get derailed by something emotionally, and even though it doesn't show, it still drags me down, and I'm done. It's over. I can't focus, and I hate that. I hate it, because I like being busy, and then I apologise for not being able to do what I enjoyed doing, because all of a sudden I no longer enjoy it for a moment. Which sounds really strange, right? It's not healthy either. And by the way, to those who are watching this, at no point do I mean, oh, don't ever message me. There's nothing saying I won't eventually reply. It's just unlikely. At this
We're not being mean. We're not being horrible right now.
It's just 6
that
years of learning.
If you have mental health problems, don't come to us. Go see a fucking therapist. We are not here to make you feel better. We are not. We don't owe you anything. I'm sorry to say it like that, but we don't fucking owe you anything. Right? We are people. We are human beings with our own fucking set of problems ourselves, and that we have our own challenges in daily life. We don't need you trying to get into our DMs, trauma dumping your bullshit. in there and expecting us to fucking help you deal with them. If you have serious mental health problems, take it to a trained medical professional. We are not medical professionals. We can't help you, and we are not a crutch for you. All right. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm really not.
No.
It's just Megon has had his experiences. I have certainly had my
Oh
fucking
god,
experiences.
I know about those because obviously for a little while you and I were not talking because I was kind of fed some bad information. For the sake of it, I would also say that things like that have also another inhibitor for why productivity gets slowed up, which in turn does prevent one from growing. Because all I've ever wanted to do was grow. I wanted to prove I could do this because, this might sound really cringy, but when basically nearly all the skeptics were gone, who was left? Not many. There weren't many, and there aren't many that use an animal avatar anymore. Bering's still about, but he's very infrequent. Well, I think he is frequent, but he's not as. He doesn't have to do that. I mean, I'm not in that sense. 'Cause that sounds really desperate and strange. What I mean is in the sense of he doesn't need this really. I enjoy. I mean, he enjoys it, but I really I enjoy this, and I need to be busy, and I like doing this a lot. And because it's grown, I'm very grateful. I'm incredibly grateful. And I know that I've had people accuse me of having a bit of an ego and stuff, right? But no, I try not to be.
You aren't egotistical.
I think there's misunderstandings, perhaps. I try not to be arrogant. I mean, I could probably be a bit arrogant if I wanted to be, but that sounds like a lot of effort.
I don't think that you are.
I don't think it'd suit the content either, because if I did that, people think that when I do like Halls of Injustice or something, that I sound egotistical when I'm talking about law or sentencing in Halls of Injustice, and I'm like, that's not the case. I'm being a prick to people who've broken the law. What do you think I'm going to do?
What you are, Omegon, is snarky.
I'm a bit of a snarky prick, aren't I? Thank you, Paloma. That's very kind of you. I would say you are because of the generosity this evening. Thank you very much. $5 donation. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, you're like me. You're a snarky prick.
It's British though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's just I don't do it on purpose myself. People get really mad at me as well, and I'm like, well, I didn't do anything.
I like that you
I'm just
muted last
British.
night's Twitter because I did tell you I got one of them to admit they were wrong.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Well, that wasn't me being snarky. That was me being a horrible cunt.
And they were then like, yes, but you've said, this thing about us wanting to diddle children. It's like, that's not, then using another tweet as completely not connected. And I'm like, you realise that's not the right place to insert that tweet. Oh, yes, but it shows, no, it doesn't. It just muddies the entire conversation, which doesn't help the conversation reach a resolution. Okay, you're right. Thank you. I'm right. It's weird though, isn't it? Because you can trigger them. I can easily like quell their aggression. I don't get
Whereas
it.
I can only make them angrier.
Yeah, I don't know. Donations aren't working on my YouTube. As an American, we have love about Brits. I'm sorry, it's not working. But you being here supporting is more than enough. Thank you very much. Did you have other questions, by the way, saved, or was it just those two?
Yeah, guys, if you have questions for Omegon, throw them in the chat, and I'll try and copy and paste them into DMs if he doesn't notice them.
I will never notice them. I actually thought you
apparently we're interesting, Omegon. We're
we?
interesting.
Are we?
Apparently, I didn't.
Oh, it's
think
Trevor.
we were.
No, it's Trevor. It doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, Trevor does count. Thank you, LRPD, for the £10 donation. Congrats and thank you for all your hard work. Thank you.
For context, I started a fight with a group of furries yesterday.
He's been doing it for a few days, though, to be fair. I've been watching your Twitter. Everything you've tweeted has been like some kind of furry hate, and I'm just sat there like I'm all about this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jesus.
That particular argument wasn't actually initially started by me, which is a big deal because usually me that starts it. But they were arguing with Dax Orion about something or other, and they were the first to start slinging insults around. They did that typical uber progressive thing that progressives often do, and
of course.
You're an incel. At Dax, so I quote tweeted them, and I was kind of weird that a zoophile would say that.
It is a strange one. Zoophile is a very... Okay, it would be a massive derailing. I'm not a fan. Let's go with that. There was something I was going to mention. Actually, it was connected to all this. It was mentioned in the chat. Perhaps it's my avatar that helps with the... and thank you, Trevor, for the $5 donation. That's very kind of you. That perhaps the avatar helps. I don't think it is that. I think it's just... When it comes to arguing with people, I'm not there to start a fight. I'm really not. And I've never used Twitter to start fights. And that's why when I have random blocks of the week on my twat videos, it's entirely because I genuinely haven't started a fight with about 99.9% of them. Or unless it's someone that's blocked me after I've done a video on them, which I get, like Susie Lou, Def Noodles, those people. I get it because they're snowflakes, and
It took Def Noodles a minute to block me. I was very surprised.
It was instantaneous upon my video on him, first video on him dropping, and I get it. You know what? You want to protect your community, as you call it. I call echo chamber. That's fine. Mute exists for a reason, right? But I think another reason why I'm able to sort of make content on a regular is because I do not get into fights with people, because that, like the agony aunt-esque messages, will drag one down, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
which I think
I'll admit
helped.
to it. It's a weakness for me.
Yeah.
I'm certainly guilty.
Your kryptonite.
Of slowing. I'm not as bad as I used to be.
No, you're not.
But
you're not.
yeah, I have missed out on a full day's work editing, scripting, recording, because of getting into like massive fights with people on Twitter and stuff, and it's not a good thing. Today is not a good example. Today is should have been a day of recording and more further planning, further research, and screenshotting and stuff like that. But today was not one of those days. It wasn't because of Twitter fighting or anything else like that.
Thank you, Leona, for the £1 donation. Well done, sweet daddy.
For fuck's sake. Omegon.
Yes.
I have an idea for you.
What's that?
You're not gonna like it though.
What's the idea?
You ever thought about doing audio porn?
I have a channel called Moistski Reads. Does that count?
No, I'm talking about an actual OnlyFans and an actual Pornhub channel where you do it on there.
Perhaps if my YouTube stuff starts to die off, then I'll consider alternate avenues. But right now, I don't need the...
You'd make bank doing that, dude.
Possibly. To be fair, when some of us, we don't pounce on topics that are hot. And because of it, we don't do as well. Like, it was certainly during the Skeptic times, we'd be like... we would have a response video lined up, and then someone else had done one on something that's like Riley Dennis, and everyone was all over it, or Martina Shut Up, or whatever her name was. And
Marina Shut Up. She was actually an interesting
that one,
girl,
Marina. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
I found
people
her
pounced on these hot videos and did them. I missed most, if not all, of them. Why? Because I was uploading once a week, and so by Wednesday, when my video was essentially dead anyway, the hot one came out, and I'd do it maybe a week or two later.
Yeah.
And by then, everyone's format was the same, which is what annoyed me as well. I saw this video by this person, but I think they missed a few points, so I'm going to say them as well, which is the exact same points, just said a little differently.
Hey, dude, I'm guilty of that. Yeah, especially when I first started, those first 6-7 months, I used to make daily response videos.
Thank you, Moose, for £1 donation. Only Moist fans for the Moist Daddy.
It was the same shit. It was the same shit
Moist
every fucking
Daddy.
time. And my sub feed, because I was subbed to everybody that was within the community, the sphere or whatever. Yeah, we'd be all responding to the same bedroom feminist or the same fucking ideological maniac, and we'd all be saying pretty much the exact same fucking thing.
Thank you, Cthulhu, for £1 donation. Oh yes, give us that OnlyFans voice porno.
Moist fans.
Oh my.
Only moist.
Only moist.
I always appreciated my Skeptic clone badge. I was never called a Skeptic clone.
Oh, I sent you one, didn't I?
Yeah, for me it was the Bearing clone. I still have it.
So I moved the remaining ones I have, Moist badges, and the one. So Skog one of my patrons, I think he's still in the chat, he made that badge, and when he sent them to me, I painted them. And so I had some spare. I was going to send one to Sophane and one to Fatpack, because Sophane asked for one. And I was like, I'll send one to Fane. And then it was just after VidCon, I think it was. And then everyone started arguing, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to send this to people now, because I think this is a bit too cringe, as if the Keck flag wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I had really messy walls at one point. I think I was sent a Keck flag, so I hung it on the wall just to cover the torn wallpaper, because I couldn't afford to redecorate my room at the time. And yeah, I was a bit, yeah, that's gone. I ain't keeping that around anymore. That just made me think of the Nazis, and you know, I get it wasn't, but come on. And I'm going to answer this. I've got questions in the chat, so perhaps I'll get to the Omegon hot tub stream. Pete's done one. No, I actually don't do hot tubs. Wait, so Omegon and Alex aren't the same person?
Oh no, not this again.
We
don't even have the same accent.
No, we
and
don't.
My voice is considerably deeper.
His voice is, especially now, deeper.
Yeah,
it's deeper, but more deeper, like even more.
Your voice is smooth. You have a much smoother, more upper class accent. I'm rough as fuck, right?
Thank you, Cryptic, for the $5 donation. Psst, psst, psst. You got a minority on. Wait,
He's
where?
talking to you. He's talking
Where?
to you.
What minority?
I don't wanna be a minority.
That's a Green Day song, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I recognise
Fucking
it.
Keck flag, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not. By the way, anyone who does still have them, no issue at all. None at all. I take no issue at all. But
I'd say
when
put it in the bin, throw it away. It's cringe.
When everyone, fell apart, I fully, I understood it. I got it because it was going to happen. People are not, they're not a community at all. They were united behind an enemy, but then they were so different politically, yet they were willing to set it aside. And it's a shame, because if they wanted to get along, all they have to do is simply put aside their political differences. And you could say, oh, it's entirely because of Trump. And I have to disagree. And Crystal Draws Trash has asked, can you both say Tuesday for me? Would you like to indulge in this one?
Why?
So that's
Why?
a no,
Why?
Crystal. No.
Well, no, I will say it. Of course, I will. I'm an attention whore. I love performing for an audience, but I don't understand why you would. Is it because we're British and we say chew rather than two? Because America's like YouTube rather than YouTube.
It's the letter H as well. I get a lot of shtick for that from Americans. Oh, you said it nice.
Yeah. Why would you ask?
I don't. I assume because she wants to fap to it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Thank you, Leona. Such smooth velvet tones. I'm so dry. You're dry, all right?
I'm dry.
No, she is.
Oh, okay.
She's run out of moist, wet discharge. That's why.
Admiral B says, "Was these two get together with Drunkle and start a new bloody stream show, please?" Well, Drunkle is a part of a show.
Yeah, he's a thrice weekly show, in fact.
Yeah, Megon's got his commitments. I have my commitments. Why would you?
So that's actually a good. When Alex left Ghost Poo, I was asked why Drunkle, and was it Sinatra? I think it was Sinatra actually. And I was asked, and I had to say no, because at the time I was uploading 5 times. No, it was Drunkle. I was uploading 5 times a week. I was streaming 6 times a week. To then appear 3 times a week on something else, where one time I'd have to host it and get everything for it sorted. I couldn't commit to that, because that kind of show, and to an extent I kind of regret it, because as a stream, it makes a lot of money and it gets a lot of views. But I couldn't commit to that because it's such a lot of work to do, and I found that with me appearing on Ghost Poo and AAA, less is more, and that's probably for the best. Thank you to Whiskey, anti-disestablishmentarianism. Oh, hang on, Materialism. Thank you. That is all. Thank you, Dave. I thought I misread it for a second.
Anti-disestablishment. For fuck's sake.
No, it's not that. It's terrialism. I thought for a
Oh.
second I misread it, and I hadn't.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
it's not just that, since being medically
Thanks,
discharged
Moose.
from my job, me specifically, I cancel a lot of streams. I only make one video a month. There is a reason for that.
It's always a good video now, though. Honestly, because weirdly, that's
yeah.
actually part of the new commentary style, where some of them don't upload very often at all. Once a month, maybe once every other month.
No, Cecil doesn't. Sometimes she doesn't upload for fucking 2 or 3 months.
She's too busy being a thought on Twitter. Necrosol, can you both say February? There you go.
Oh, fuck off. It's because
Thank
he knows I can't pronounce it.
Okay. Someone in the chat said go to bed, Alex. Sorry, man.
That's Commie in space, that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he goes by Telegon, but he keeps changing his fucking name and expects me to fucking remember
Thank you,
Telegon.
Shane. Can we hear more of those sexy sibilant syllables? You can hear all the sibilant syllables. You're welcome.
Are you gonna start a new series?
No, what do you mean?
A new series.
I might do one on Karens, because I've been doing that recently. Where
Oh,
people,
be careful with those.
because everyone I've done so far, not a single one's a Karen.
Well, the reason why, because I know how you operate. I know how you like to do things.
Thank you,
like to
Leona.
have
He's all
just,
mine, all mine. Moose, deal with it. Okay, thank you for the £1 donation.
You like to have your thumbnail templates, and you like to have
Don't
the
have one yet.
title. Well, I'm okay, but eventually.
Hopefully, I hope so.
My point is I'm trying to warn you, right?
Oh, go on.
That YouTube's monetization system, and I guess this happened to me, and I guess it's anecdotal evidence, but I had a video denied monetization because I was making fun of a protected group. That protected group was Karens.
So right now, I'm quite fortunate with my monetization rating. It sits at 100%. And it's because I literally will flag my own Holes of Injustice videos, which are mostly demonetized, on limited, because I was honest enough to say if I talk about murder or assault of the more sexual variety and such, I will admit that is not appropriate for ads at all. Absolutely not. But I will happily get one talking about somebody snorting cocaine because I change it to sherbet or shooting up Haribo.
Well, yeah, you got to play the game.
I will play the game with that. And thank you, Whiskey. Hey, we share him, Wildling. Wait your turn or no cookie feet. They're having a discussion in donations, and they're all doing it for £1 a time. I guess they really are getting their money's worth, you fuckers.
I'd block all of them.
It's fine. I will use that money after the stream to buy a bottle of whiskey.
I'm going to give you some images to spam them with after the stream.
Is it what I've been texting you?
No, it's not the big Willy
Moose.
monster that you.
Two big men go together better than a gnome and a tall man. Deal with it. Thank you for the £1 donation.
You see, I got the Darby Vanity video monetized, and I also got the Shani.
Actually, yeah, that's the
last
thing.
two
So-
videos monetized.
So I remember you. So for those who don't know, Alex had to be a bit creative with this, and he'd learnt. I remember you telling me your way of getting around it to get it approved was you did something. Was it Cecil told you to do it, to remove little clips, bits here and there, just to get around it?
Well, okay, so to I suppose explain this strategy.
Yeah, please.
If I upload
Industry
a video,
secret.
what I do now, I don't actually do what Cecil does now. I
Thank
have
you,
my own way
Leona.
of doing.
Fine whiskey. Buy. I get him an extra. Right. Thank you for the £1 donation.
I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Columnist.
Lumist.
Just call him columnist.
Columnist. Okay. Don't ask us, dude. That's how YouTube rolls. That's just how they do things from time to time. I personally don't think.
Well,
they're
I think it
fucking
wasn't a
protected
Karen. I
group,
think it's women. That I think it's what they meant by protected class.
I know, but I was making a.
Oh, no,
fun of a specific group of
fair,
middle-aged
honestly,
women that
I'm with you.
had that one hairstyle.
Oh god, they
really
always had the
weird.
same. I mean, when I was younger, maybe I had a fringe like that, but no.
Can I speak to your manager, please, sir? Okay. No,
Mr.
what I
Garrison?
do is I upload 2 variations of these videos, and Yes, it's a very painful process because these videos that I make are fucking long, and they take a while to render.
But they're worth it.
And they take even longer to render when I decide to add in a few extra things, you know. And what I do is I'll upload 2 variations of the same video. And what I would do to, because YouTube, you remember the whole, we're YouTube and we're going to be giving you a strike for having duplicate content. So what I do to avoid that is I go in and I zoom in on the video in my editor. I zoom right in on the timeline and I remove about a second from the video, and then I re-render the entire thing.
Wow,
Because
donates
YouTube,
£1. Okay, Whiskey, we can just make him the meat in the sandwich. Thank you for the £1 donation.
YouTube would not recognize it is a duplicate video, you see. So I upload 2 variations and I request reviews on both.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wait.
So that's actually very clever. I had often worried about like series that I have on the channel using the same beginner, but then I've seen other channels that do it all the time anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. But I do have to be a bit careful because I don't want to get accused of duplicate something here or there, you know?
Yeah, of course. And Omegon, I disagree with you with what you're saying about, you know, a video is not suitable for ads. I do disagree with you. Game of Thrones had incest, rape, and mass murder, and had advertisements in between it.
Of course it did.
Documentaries on TV where they reenact serial killers have ads in between them.
Yeah, they do, and they get special treatment, and I find it quite interesting.
So no, I think you talking very honestly. I mean, we have this system for monetization where we, quote unquote, accurately mark our videos based on their criteria, you know, and we get rewarded for that. You know, they don't put so much as a kind of like a spyglass, magnifying glass on our content, right?
Quick Sticks Productions, so that's Comedy in Space, right?
Yeah.
Alex, say I am very enthusiastic to acquire your mold bread.
Why would you donate to him? Asking that when
I don't know.
give me money if you want me to say.
Yeah, your Streamlabs is linked down below. People should.
No, give Omegon money, but Telegon should specifically.
Well done on the 100k. Still need your help moving our sofa in a couple weeks. Oh Jesus Christ! I didn't recall.
That's what you get for being 6'5".
I don't recall being asked to do that in the first place. Oh, spoiler! By the way, Meg, need help with the sofa, mate. Great. I'll go and get the train to you.
Enjoy.
So I do have a question, I guess, related to what this milestone here. Why did you think I'd hit 100k?
Because you've always been consistent. You've always put in the hard work.
Yeah.
You've always been adamant in your branding. You've always been adamant in the way that you do things. And you also have simultaneously done something that I'm fairly sure I couldn't, even pre-relapse. You managed to keep up with consistent content and also make some of those big-ass content constables at the same fucking time, whilst maintaining your live streams, your regular content, and also be doing your job, like a real world job.
Yeah, the cleaning
That's
work.
how I knew.
So
that's how I knew.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Tusky, for the $2 donation. Whatever happened to the sandwich wenches? I
remember those.
Yeah, I actually. It's just because people weren't sending them to me anymore. It was that. That was it. I didn't say.
I sent you one.
Yes, I used it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. You did because your wife did the camera work. I remember. Okay, thank you for the $5 donation, bruh. Moment, I appreciate that. I would like to. So you mentioned finding time to do bigger videos. Those were horrible to do because I didn't. As many know, it was never intended to become a thing. It was the one Amber video that my one patron begged me to do, and I didn't want to do it. And I don't recall at the time seeing anyone else do a video on her like that. Anyway, they were doing live stream reactions and no criticism. You do your own thing. I didn't care for reaction videos anyway because whatever. No, I was never really involved in that community. The hater community.
Oh God.
I
No,
didn't.
please
Yeah,
don't.
no,
Please don't
no.
remind me.
I'm not going to go into that, but I wasn't involved in them. Like, so for example, they did a AmberCon twice, I think. Never invited because I only ever did a couple videos covering her, like big videos, and then I think I've switched it down to just doing an annual review at Christmas because I like money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like I'm waiting. People have been giving me comments all year. I can't wait for your Chantal one. Like, oh god, oh dear god,
I
that
did
is.
mention on Twitter about doing a Chantal in 2021 review of her situation.
Yeah.
But I realized after I posted it that I was like, hold on a minute, and Megan's probably going to do that, isn't he?
I am, yeah. I've been collecting sources all year, but mostly tweets and short clips that people have been posting to Twitter.
Well, that
And
makes sense.
to answer Kenneth Johnson in the chat, Omegon has a real job also. Who knew? If that's sarcasm, I get it. I do have a cleaning job. I do every morning. Get up at 7 a.m. to go to work, and this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I've got to go and clean a bakery, changing dates with somebody else because they're a bum. It's just I quite like having that work. I could have quit that work 2 maybe 3 years ago, but I like working. I like being busy. I also like cash, which is what they pay me in, so I especially like it. Angela, what do you two think about YouTube Premium? I got 3 months for free through Discord, I believe. So I don't have any opinion really, other than I'm not getting ads at the moment. I'm really okay with it because at least I know somebody's getting some money out of it.
That's not what she's asking, Omegon.
What?
She's asking whether it benefits us. Yes, it does. It does.
Well, that's actually
benefit us
that was
a
the second.
lot.
That was the second part of it because I said that while I don't get ads,
She
people still
doesn't give a
benefit from it.
shit whether you're going to review it.
Well, no, that was the.
Oh, it's lovely. I can
you-
listen to YouTube
you
music
just
without
cut-
advertisements.
But you cut me off. I said.
Yeah,
while,
I know.
While,
Yeah.
While I don't get ads, someone gets money for it.
She's not asking for your review on the service.
I'm not reviewing it. I'm saying that we all benefit, so I don't really see an issue with it.
Yes, it's good for money.
Thank you for answering my question for me. I really appreciate it.
There you go. I did it for you. I did it for you.
God, dear Lord,
Shitbag.
what is wrong with you? Oh, dear. Do you
I'm
think?
an excitable person.
So there's a thing. Metica once said that we all go through a rise, a plateau, and then a fall. Do you think that that's still applicable with what people do now on YouTube to stay consistent, relevant, and maintain viewership, or do you think that term no longer applies here?
If define fall.
Well, I assume get cancelled. Air quote around the word cancelled.
See, that's where my mind immediately goes as well.
Because I'm not.
No,
been
I don't.
cancelled.
I don't think that's the case. Many times I have, just been sifting through YouTube and going through my homepage for recommended and all those kind of things, and I have found, videos that had, huge amounts of views, and because I liked the content, I would then investigate the rest of the channel, and you'd see the channel had like 500,000 subscribers, and their last video was a week or a month ago, and it only got 200 views, and it's like, what? And then you start looking at the channel, and you're like, what the fuck? And sometimes that just happens. So some people's channels just die. They do. They just eventually just stop. And it's not because they got into some massive conspiracy or controversy. It wasn't because they were fingering people in Minecraft or anything else.
Well, that's something.
It just happens. YouTube has the ability to destroy your channel very fucking easily if they want to. The algorithm, we call it the algorithm god for a reason.
We try not to. Trying to get too salty with that
it's
one.
something that you brought up earlier as well.
Yeah.
About always evolving, always adapting, always trying to add something new, even if it's just art in the video, for example.
Yeah.
It's why people like you got people like Keemstar and you got people like Shilly de fucking Franco, right? And they have
Thank you, okay, for the
businesses
$2
outside
donation.
of their channel. Oh yeah, go on.
Spagballs. Thank you, okay, for the $2 donation.
Thank you for interrupting my
Yeah, sorry.
tangent
That's,
there with spag balls.
spag
It's
balls.
fine. It's fine. I'm just. It's not very often that you see a content creator withstand the test of time. Keemstar is an arsehole. He is. He is a fucking dick, right? He is. But his channel's still alive.
Guys
He's a
still got it.
fucking millionaire.
Oh yeah.
And he still has lots of business ventures outside of doing Drama Alert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the same with fucking Shilly D. You know, is being able to stay on top of that, stay relevant, and things like that. It's not an easy thing to do. I think sometimes people's channels just die because they didn't stay on top of shit.
I think so. I
Yeah.
often worried about that, the idea of not doing as well in the future, but then everyone goes through that up and down anyway, and you just have to learn to accept it. And when you have an opportunity to grow again, you do it. Last year, September wasn't a great month here for me personally. I think it was the very first month in my entire YouTube existence where I had negative growth. And what did I do? It was suggested that I jump on hotter topics on YouTube especially, and I did, and it really helped. And I think a lot of people, you know, they may not be there for it, but others are. So you just got to learn to adapt a bit. Like being monetized, you just, as much as I hate to do it, I have to change how I present things to, well, be here now where we are. I still don't have my check mark. I want my check mark. I mean, it's probably the only one I'll ever get, so give it to me.
If you sift through the comment section of my Darby Vanity video, you'll see there's a few people. There's not that many, but there's a couple of people that are talking about, you know, Alex, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that? Why are you censoring yourself? You fucking know why.
Yeah.
You know why.
It's that thing of, oh, you've gone too soft. Like that comment earlier that you read about lacking passion. It's not about lacking passion. It's about so the best example is actually Teal Deer. Teal Deer mostly did response videos at first, and he grew massive. But even he admitted he was playing the game to grow his channel. And while I wouldn't admit to playing game to grow, I was definitely playing the game so I didn't lose my channel.
Yeah.
And so you have very little options. So and trying not to compromise on what I want to do too much. So like when I mentioned referencing changing certain illegal substances for confectionery, I found that to be a better way forward. And I have gotten every video where I've done that monetized because I haven't referenced a drug. I've implied it, but used actual images of confectionery the entire time, and we are all Alfarius Megatron. We are all Alfarius. Thank you, Little Anonymous, for the congratulations. I appreciate that.
You know, I will give my opinion.
Okay.
Fuck your ideological bullshit. It doesn't pay the bills. Right, you don't have to compromise your integrity, right? Just to say, oh, this person's a fucking nonce in the video, where you can just, you know, reword it, and then you can still get fucking paid for your work.
Yep.
People who do that, right, aren't YouTubers, and you should never listen to them, ever, ever, and I mean that. Aggressively mean that as an opinion. If you don't do YouTube right, and you know what, fuck Teal Deer as well, right? The fucking ponce that he was, with his ideological bullshit. Well, actually, fuck off. Actually, fuck off. I don't give a shit whether you get fucking triggered by the idea of me having to censor myself in a video, or use colourful language to get around using pedo or fucking other words like that to describe somebody. Fuck you, dude. You ain't doing the work. Go fuck yourself. I'm getting paid for my fucking work. You wouldn't. It's something that I get annoyed about, right?
I noticed.
Yeah, I'm not going to carry on, but
No, I fully get it, because I remember Cog got into arguments with Teal Deer over this, and it's fine. I get it. I just never got involved for a reason, and it's because I was playing a different game. And I find it
You don't
fascinating
have to-
because I'm here because of that, and I'm very grateful and awkward because you guys have donated so much money to me this evening.
What are you, a fucking communist?
I'm definitely not a
You know-
communist. I promise you that.
You don't have to, you don't have to compromise your integrity.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
All right, you don't have to compromise your integrity in order to make money. You fucking you don't. All right. I've made videos on some very nasty
1 second.
people.
Thank you, Leona. David tried to manhandle me, spank him for me, let me watch. I'm not spanking him for that. You deserve it.
My question would be to you and to the audience, right? Does it matter as long as I get the message across?
Oh, Tilde has nuked his channel. Thank you for letting us know. Sorry, please say that again.
My question is, right, does it matter if I still manage to get the point across?
Well, it doesn't to me. Doesn't matter in the slightest to me because the message is what matters. But I think a lot of people are far too sensitive to how the message is delivered, aren't they?
It's only culture warriors that get fucking precious about this. It really is. These are my opinions, guys. You know, don't take my opinions for what a Omegon may believe. But it's always fucking culture warriors. You go free speech, yes, I agree. Free speech is a very important fucking thing.
I need to, for 1 minute, quickly go and open a window and let a cat in my window, or she won't stop meowing. Give me a moment.
Can I still talk?
Seriously. All right.
I don't even know if
Yes,
I don't think we're muted, are we?
Come on.
I realize I'm making things awkward and stuff like that. It's just something that annoys the ever-loving shit out of me.
You go.
Yeah, people they just don't put in the bloody work, do they? And they have the audacity to come and sit in your comment section and whinge, just because you wouldn't use the word pedo in the first 10 minutes of a fucking video.
Meow.
If I can communicate effectively in a way that anybody can understand, then it doesn't matter. I agree. Free speech is important. I really wish that I didn't have to, refer to Shani's OnlyFans as naughty fun time, right? I really wish I didn't have to do it.
It's something.
But you know what I'm saying. And Irish, who's a very awesome lady, says, who's just donated. Thank you very much, Irish. It's always good to see you, darling. It says, love you, kiddos. Miss you too, Irish. And I really hope that you will still consider doing streams, even with
Thank you,
Black Guy
Moose.
TV.
Wildling just wants to see some manhandling. Well, I'm sure you, Moose, can do that for me. Thank you for the £1 donation.
Yeah, as Shadow says, in an ideal world, you should be able to say what you want when it comes to mind with whatever language is accurate to what you're talking about. But so long as you're understood, that's all that matters. Like, you're not allowed to act whatever way or say whatever you want in the real world, in jobs
Thank you,
and
Dave.
stuff. It's the same bloody thing. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to keep going on about it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So I figure perhaps some questions from those who are watching. If you have questions about the channel, the avatar, myself, and no, there will never be a face reveal, so don't even bother. Just look up Joseph Merrick. That's me. Yeah, please ask either Alex or myself. I don't mind. Hell, you could all just ask Alex questions because he'll love that.
I love talking. I'm an attention seeker. I told you
He
this
does.
earlier.
And thank you, Whiskey. God damn it, Moose. Because his message was originally 180, but Moose had donated £1. It became 181. Nice.
Yeah, I have to wonder how many of your videos were hidden from me because they were demonetized.
I don't know, actually.
It's a weird one because people have always spoken about this, and I have noticed it with a few channels where, because what I like to do with YouTube is I like to open it up on my phone,
Yeah.
and I tap the subscription feed. That's how I keep up. I'll only use the home page if I'm looking for something a little bit different.
Yeah. Thank you,
like to try
Leona.
and keep
Oh, Daddy, you have all the answers. Thank you for the £1 donation. That's very kind of you.
It does make me wonder if I've missed like one or more of your videos
We have
And
questions,
that is
by
not,
the way.
it's not just you either. Like, it makes me wonder how many other people that I click subscribe on because I like their content.
We have
I wonder.
questions.
We do have questions. I'm
Hang on.
ignoring them.
Irish, didn't realize you had Streamlabs. Would rather you get the actual. Keep more of the donation. Lol. Thank you for always reporting with humor, sarcasm, and most importantly, integrity. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Actually, genuinely very, very kind of you. So, questions. Here we go. Alex. Fika?
Hello.
From Stina.
Oh, hello. It's that girl that does the fika thing in the
Swedish,
chat.
yeah, Stina, yeah. Moose, I'm helping, and the moist daddy is mine. Carry on.
I always forget what fika is, and I ask her every time.
It's cookies
what
and
fika
milk.
is.
It's cookies and milk.
I want some cookies and milk.
It's basically that. Yulita, why are you blue? Dabadi. I believe the term is actually why are you blue? I can beat off a guy. I think that's what it is actually. Why am I blue? Because this is strange. I originally my avatar had a blue. I ordered the green ski mask, or blue one. I got a green one, but when it came to overlaying images, I could only had a blue one that had a transparent background. So my avatar is only blue because of that. You were so can you both say moist in a deep voice? I've done mine.
Yeah. Do I have to?
Lean in, just lean in. And
Oh God. Okay.
Moist.
Moist.
Fuck me, that's deep. You were talking about flavored drinks. What is one you want to try? The whiskey that I'm going to order as a congratulatory bottle for hitting 100,000. Yep.
I actually have a stupid question that I thought of earlier before the stream.
Go on.
Kraken is rum, isn't it?
It is, yes, yeah. Spiced rum.
Okay. Is oh okay.
Why?
But that was all. I just wanted to know.
Oh, it's.
I like the bottle. I don't drink, as you know. I just.
I have half a bottle left in my cabin. I probably it was a gift from I think Little Miss Anonymous. She gave me the money to buy it. I never finished it because it was in the loft for so long. But I don't drink on my own, so it's one of those things where it won't be drunk because I don't drink on my own.
Yeah.
Mickey, can I lead the step? No. Would you ever consider doing consults for people considering putting themselves out there to share things you may have learned in your journey? One day, yeah, sure. Omegon, can I get a kiss? Alex could give you a kiss. Quick Sticks Productions. If I do that, it'll be sexual harassment. I'm not getting cancelled over it.
I'm not doing it.
Hannah, how much effort? That's a no then. How much effort are you going to put in to get the YouTube Play button since it takes a few goes? I don't know, because I've heard nothing from YouTube since hitting 100,000. I see nothing on the dashboard to tell me what happens next. Depot, what inspired you to make the Halls of Injustice series? I always covered crime on the channel in some manner through news commentary, so I wanted to make it into something a bit more not necessarily formulaic, but I wanted it to be something like a
Contextualize.
yeah,
would be the word.
yeah, and I wanted it to also be so I could explore crime a bit more and also show how utterly shambolic the criminal justice system is in many different countries. Because it is a joke. Yeah. It always has been. Quick Sticks, Omegon, can you both say lumpy, bumpy, custard slowly?
See, this is why you read it in your head before you read it out loud, especially with fuckfaces like him. Like, you have to pilfer as much money out of him in particular.
If you want to say more things in the future, give me more money first.
Yeah. If you look at the DMs, that's what Necros just posted to Twitter.
Right. Omegon, is your sister creating any new characters? Yes, hopefully some for Halloween. So that answers two questions from Irish. Is the Charizard onesie going to make another appearance? I would have to get my avatar artist, Sky Raw Draws, Christina Prime, to do that. I would love to put a onesie back on my avatar, actually. I like the Cookie Monster one because that was actually done because my avatar artist saw me IRL wearing it. But I would love to have that done. But she's a very busy girl, actually. And thank you, Khaleesi. If I don't, obviously, I would love to receive one. That would actually be really cool. Because I've been sorting out my cabin, and I ordered the desk, and today I sent Alex. So for the cabin, or the shed, as Mr. Shade in the chat calls it, because he's a dick. Yeah. Alex asked for pictures updates, and I send him every time I do something. I update it. Today I moved all the Omegon memorabilia I've had over the years. I've got another shelf of things actually I need to put in there, but I'm not going to just yet. That's more Cthulhu-inspired stuff on the shelf above me, and I want to put that in the cabinet in that office as well. And so I did all that today and hung some pictures and other bits up on the wall, and my desk is going to go in the other corner. And I was thinking, if I did get my play button, where would I want it? And I kind of want it just above my desk in that corner where the window is, because I think it's something I can look at and be very proud of. Because
I live vicariously through Omegon. Is the reason why he sends me those pictures. I asked him to give me regular updates on them because I don't think I should have to explain that one. Irish asks me whether my psychopath character would ever make a return. It's something that it can't be forced.
Stina also asks, Alex, my brother got married yesterday. He served a whole roasted boar. Jealous?
I already answered her.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah. Sorry. I did see Irish's question that Dave deleted. Thank you for the cheeky question. The answer is still going to be no. There will never be a face reveal on this channel. I don't need to do that. This channel was never built on that. I did remember when I had a game, my very first game channel I had here. I played Magic the Gathering, and so there was a video of me and Dave, not on camera, but the hands were, and we were playing Magic. And I had a friend look at it, and he was like, "Your hands look weird." I was like, "Yes, I punched a fucking tree. What did you expect? Thank you." But I deleted all that because I didn't. In retrospect, I felt it was too. Oh, 1 second. Thank you, Racunus Maximus. Moistski is best, Meg, for the £3 donation. But I found that when it came to the avatar, especially, I didn't want anything related to race of the person voicing at all to be, in the content. It's why I've never referenced my own, the voice actor, I guess you can go with if you want to be a cringe lord. Whatever the race I have is, it's not a factor. I don't want it to be a factor. I just want to. Thank you, Ed, for confirming Shed, you dick. He's only doing it because he's got a house recently. But yeah, I didn't want race to be a thing, and it actually helped me because whenever, even though no one really noticed me that much then, no one noticed me. If anyone did, they couldn't say, "Are you just a typical?" and then insert normally straight white male or something, because you can't be sure of that at all. Hell, at one point, I'm pretty sure we had Charming Man 93. Now Mitch convinced I look like Denzel, which is true. I need an Omegon body pillow. Of course you do, Steve. Mysterious woman, how old were you, Yari, when you started? I was 2015. That's 6 years ago. 29. Let's see. You have been on Solid Night Facebook. I'm going to. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate that. I don't see a reason to do it anyway because I have a beautiful avatar and I use backdrops that are custom made. Hell, the backdrop I'm currently using was paid for on Fiverr. I hate it. I use it for my political videos now, but my actual background artist is working on a better version of this for me. And I'm
one of my favorite backgrounds that you use is the one. Is it the underwater dock? Is it
a docking bay?
Yeah, is it underwater docking bay?
Is that the one I normally use every day? With the ship in it, the shuttle.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, docking bay. Yeah.
Because I remember when it was being drawn, and you were sending me the
whips. Yeah.
The drafts and stuff.
Thank you, Leona. I sorry I didn't read your message. For a second I got stuck in my own head. Ragamuffin, thank you for the £26.43 for your celebratory drink. I'm very grateful for this because this celebratory drink might not be what I've already chosen because it's already gone past it. But we're getting closer to a goal that's unattainable anyway, so it's fine.
One thing I actually kind of regret doing the whole face reveal thing.
I remember telling you not to do it. I remember because I was vehemently against anyone doing it.
Yeah,
I felt it was too risky.
One of the reasons why is it's not because I'm afraid of people coming up to me in the real world or doing anything to me.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Hey, good luck with that. He's got a stick bottle and a wife.
You could not do to me what I don't already do to myself on a daily basis. But
Also, his wife is
I
Chad,
also
she'd
have
punt you.
I have 2 metal sticks.
Yeah, and a
I
wife.
will fuck a ginger wife.
I
will fuck you up.
I love the video you put on Twitter of her at a bus stop, and I'm just like, she couldn't look any more like a chav. It's brilliant because Vanilla Bear's lovely. Absolutely. Thank you, Paloma, for the $5 donation. Please carry on with this story. I'm sorry for interrupting.
She was gonna batter me that day. She is abnormally strong as well, by the way. But no, one of the reasons why I kind of regret it isn't because of like that.
Yeah.
Isn't because I was afraid of people coming up to and beating the shit out of me. It's because you know how you mentioned race. Well, people like to deny my race. You see?
Oh yeah, they do think you're they think you're white. Thank you, Pencil Cookie, for the £1 donation. I use yours full time on the political recap stream on the Moistski Live channel. This one I use for the videos. Thank you, Dave, for the £1. I think we need a new list. We'll talk about it after the stream. You'll understand why then. Thank you for these donations, by the way. It's very kind of you. I do use Pencil Cookie. So for those who don't know, I do want to quickly insert. I had this drawn on Fiverr and I paid a stupid amount of money for it. And then I got it and I was like, this is absolute dog plop. So I asked Pencil Cookie if she could do a better version of it. And she did. But if I want to use a version of this on my main channel, which I'd love to use, my background artist is going to do it, because then within my main channel, she's done all the backgrounds. From the Sunken Submarine, which I use via holodecks, except the holodeck was done by Christina Prime. You know, I have all these moose. Subscribe to Moist Daddy Reads so you can hear that buttery voice even more. Sexual shagness! I fucking found that voice.
They don't do commissions, do they?
Who?
Your artist.
So Pencil Cookie does. Her commissions are open now. My avatar artist, no, not really. She's actually behind on a few things and hasn't done anything for a while. Miss Anne of Arc, thank you for the £5 donation. Congrats on 100k. It's very kind of you. Very generous. My background artist, she is currently working on the version of this that I can then use on the main channel, which is what I want so badly, because this version is trash. And this might sound really rude, but the guy has talent, but the talent didn't translate. Everything was so flat, and that's why it's actually zoomed in the way it is on the screen, because the full image is very, for something that's meant to look like it's got corners, very flat. And it sounds harsh, but except for the art I'm currently using for my avatar, which is a piece of fan art, and if you know who you are, please let me know so I can thank you in like linking your Twitter or something, because I don't have the name. Normally I put the name of the person who made it and their Twitter handle. I don't know who you are, but I pay for every piece of art I use, and there's a reason to that. No one can claim to own the Omegon avatar except for me. No one can claim to own the backdrops because they were drawn for me. No one can say that.
I pay in the same way. I will always make sure that there's an agreement in textual writing, in like a DM, and also pay for it.
Sweet darling emo boy. Thank you, Leona. Since you know what I like to listen to, of course, you calling me emo makes all the sense in the world. And Alicia, thank you for becoming a member of the Moistonian Peasantry. If you are on Discord, you could I think you can join my Discord server through that. Thank you. I pay for everything, and it's a principle thing for me as well. I hate it when... So, I paid so much money for this backdrop everyone sees, and it makes me angry because of how bad it turned out. I didn't even give them a review afterwards. They're like, oh, do you want anything changed? And I was like, Trups, mate, how do I tell them I want everything changed? I was so angry, and it's a principle thing as well, because I've got to use this, right?
Yeah.
And the reference art was, and as Pencil Cookie has put, it was very different. And I think it's because of the quality that I've paid for before that I'm very picky now. And that's not me going to be mean to people, because I'm using an avatar here that was made as a fan art. I just arbitrarily picked one in a folder called supporter art, because I didn't want to call fan art because that sounds really cringe. I picked one. I got rid of the background because it was all blue, and I was like, this one looks good next to you, you know. Thank you, Alicia Shepherd, for the $10 donation. Congratulations, my friend. Need more Pokeballs. I do like Pokeballs, but I can't ever use them in videos because Nintendo claimed them every single time. I've run competitions with Pokeball art for me, Moist Balls, I think we called them. because moist
Moist
balls.
balls.
Yeah, they're best. Yeah,
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I did a contest for a 3D printed badge for that, and I sent them the badge. I think I did. Yes, I did. I must have. And yeah, I got some really. I'll have to show you sometime. I'll link you the Pokeballs I was sent actually, because they're banging. They're
Yeah. Right.
the banging moist balls. I just it's a principled thing I've always done for years, and someone did point out to me actually. Her name was Ray Dale. She won a few competitions on the channel for art, and she's done my channel banner actually, the art for that. She's incredibly talented. For my birthday, she gave me a piece of art, and it's just I'd love to get that printed out. And she pointed out that actually my description didn't have any of my artists linked, and I didn't realize it had gone because I'd accidentally changed my upload defaults a few months back while criticizing people for not linking. I myself was a hypocrite, and I went back and I had to go through all those videos and redo it because I was actually quite pissed off. And that's a lot of videos. Like, this channel has over 1,000 uploads.
I was about to say, yeah, you have over 1,000 uploads on this channel.
And thank you, Buck Rock Groin, for the $2 donation. Congrats, Omegon. This milestone was long overdue. I'm glad people think that.
I'm in the market for art after this video, I think.
Well, then I would recommend Urbana Fox, Pencil Cookie. Those two, depending on what you're after stylistically. Urbana Fox has been doing. She's updated my Halls of Injustice thumbnail. I'll have to show you that. It looks fantastic. It's got a similarity to your true crime one, but not at the same time. I'll show it to you though.
My true crime one became my default one, so that needs to change.
Penny,
not completely.
Yeah.
I'd like a new background, and I would like some manipulations to my avatar as well.
Penny, if that's the case, do let me. I will go through them on Saturday, which is no computer day, so I'll be on the computer and I will fix that. You have my word. But my moist daddy. Did someone donate and I didn't read? I'm so sorry. Whoever that was, I'm very sorry for not noticing. That's my fault.
Omegon, I will come up to Scotland and I will fuck you up.
Alright, Alex, turn out you just looked like Ed Miller. Well, someone did point out earlier the difference in our accents, because obviously you're very much in the north, aren't you?
Well, I live in the north. I'm not from the north.
Yes, but you live there, so your accent will change over time anyway.
My accent changed in the Navy.
It did, but so, what I mean is, I've always, minus going to Norwich for 6 years for university and being around posh people like Dave, I've always lived in the south, always. And there's bugger all northerners here, or any accent that comes close to that. Even though your accents never really diverge too much, there is a certain deepness to it that's very much a northern trait. And I think while your accent would have gotten deeper over time, I think you might have picked it up from others as well, which would have enhanced your already existing accent, or I could just be bullshitting.
You're posh because you're autistic, that's why.
You know, I do get told by my mods on a regular basis there's some kind of tism in me. And I'm just like,
yeah. I'm when I say that, I'm not joking.
Thanks, man.
And it's not an insult either. It's just an observation.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Hey, look. At the end of the day, look. Apparently, I look like fucking Ed Miliband. You know, he looks like fucking Wallace. So you know, have you ever seen that? You ever seen that man try to eat a bacon sandwich?
Wasn't it a pasty?
Oh, I don't know. Does it matter?
Of course it matters.
It doesn't matter what he eats. His fucking face just looks like it's melting when he's eating.
The guy is... so for those who don't know, Ed Miliband was once the leader of the Labour Party and member of then the shadow cabinet, essentially. He was in charge of Labour then for 5 years.
I didn't dislike him, you know. I didn't dislike him.
I didn't either. And to me, it was when he said, I can be scary, and I just like, no, we're done.
No,
Bye.
You
ta-ta,
can't.
Ta-ta. But
there's one reason why I really like him.
Hang on. Thank you, Dr. Emily, for the £5 donation. Omegon plus Irate Alex forever. Well, that's very kind of you, Dr. Emily. But forever is a guarantee because we'll be spooning later.
There is a picture in our DMs right now that's also been shared out to Twitter. Thank you, Necro, of Omegon being the big spoon.
Actually, I was gonna, no lie, there was a piece of fan art on support art I saved of, it was after my birthday stream, and someone drew it of you and me looking like we're a bit, you know, close. Not that's the fine. One of you and me doing Misa. It was from Ash, one of my patrons, friends, sorry. And I'll link the stash link so you can go look at it. But it's you and I,
God.
arms around each other, looking like we're about to get.
Oh, I
bit...
like this one. Yeah,
yeah. About to get.
Why
a bit
am I
close.
white?
Because I'm not finishing that sentence. But yes, there's that. It's that thing, you know. I don't know how to respond to that.
If I may, there's one thing that Ed Miliband did that had it wasn't really anything to do with the Labour Party that I really appreciated. When he was in power, this is back when Russell Brand
Jesus
was
Christ.
swinging his willy around
His tiny
everywhere.
Todger?
Yeah, you remember he became so arrogant and so locked up in this non-ideology that he'd thought up in his head
One
that
second.
he went and
Thank you, Moose, for the £1 donation. The ship is Moose and Meg Owo. Carry on.
he went and screamed at a bank clerk on their lunch. Now, a bank clerk, as in the people that work the desk on the bottom floor of a bank that earn 17,000, 18,000 pounds a year, that only get 20, 30 minutes for a break out of an 8 or 9 hour day. He's screaming at this guy, "Fucking bank, you cunt!" Russell Brand may use big words, but I can assure you he's a fucking retard, right? And he's promoting a lot of this ridiculous ideology that was pretty much diet communism on his YouTube channel. And he interviewed Ed Miliband on his YouTube channel in his home.
Really?
And Ed Miliband sold him on the entire Labour Party. Like that, instantly.
Oh,
like
God.
that. And I was like, really? Really? This is not what you were talking about on Jeremy Pax. Is it Paxman?
Paxman.
Is it
Paxman.
Yeah,
It was the news night. Oh, hang on 1 second. Thank you, Leona. Wrong Moose. It's Meg, David, and Wild all day long dealing with like negotiations through donations, and they're spreading it out so they can get more messages in through the donations. Bastards.
They're doing. You know what, right? They set out to make you cringe, right? But they are doing it now to annoy me and stop me from talking, which is fine. Which is fine. I realise I talk too much.
The least they can do is donate to you as well.
Well, it's your stream, dude. Give Megan money.
Yeah, it's streamhouse.com / is it Omegon or not Irate Alex?
It's drama alert.
Correct. I always just say drunken uncle because I can't be asked. But I actually did link it this time. I linked mine this time down below.
Oh, good. But no, the whole fucking thing was just like, well, Russell Brand, you actually have no core belief in what you're talking about. Everything that you've just said on Jeremy Paxman has just gone completely out the window.
So with Russell Brand, I have to give him some credit. Because he's the only guy I know with such a mighty tiny tallywhacker who would unashamedly think by waggling that mighty tiny tallywhacker that people are going to think it's either empowering, bold, or brave. I mean, it's brave for a very different reason, but it's a disparaging reason. Oh, and to the chat, Owen Jones is Alex's favourite boy, apart from me, of course.
He used to be okay, man. He really did. Like he used to go on to Question Time, and he used to be very concise, very directly to the point about his own core beliefs, his own ideals, integrity, and he used to answer. He used to be very, very articulate as well. And like the interview with Peter, the brother of this one of the Four Horsemen. I forget Peter.
Griffin.
Peter Griffin. Come on, he's a massive conservative. His brother was like, the arch atheist.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now because his brother's really famous. Oh,
His brother died. He was one of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about, though. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his last name. I'm sorry.
Someone in the chat would get it. I assume you want to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Paloma, for the $5 donation. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, thank you, Credible Threat. Yeah, Peter Hitchens.
Oh, Hitchens.
Now, if you look at Owen Jones now compared to how he used to be, you wouldn't think that he had a very, very nice discussion with Peter Hitchens for an interview. considering how he is now.
He did with Mog. That was amazing.
He also interviewed that other guy, the guy who left the Conservative Party to join UKIP for a little while. Yeah,
Douglas Carswell. I know the guy's name, Douglas Carswell.
Yes, Owen Jones used to be very calm, very collect,
When
very
he
direct to
interviewed
the
Mog,
point.
it was very interesting because Mog barely tried, and he was and you know, as much as Owen was trying to be cutesy about it, he was on. Thank you, Bogus Fortune, for the £72.75. Watched for years, keep it up. That's incredibly generous of you. Thank you, Bogus Fortune, for fueling my whiskey addiction, which is we're almost halfway there. But yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Obviously, you know, Telegon brought it up about Owen Jones, and
Yeah.
you remember how angry
It's strange
I
to
used
see how
to
people
get
move
about
because
Owen Jones.
it's that thing with American. And if you're American, I on Friday went off on one about this because while we have a first past the post sort of thing here, yours is a glorified homecoming contest. It's a pantomime, which it's a popularity contest, and that breeds disingenuous politics. It breeds polarizing politics because people aren't interested in the policy; they're just interested in winning. Which I'm fully in favor of. Oh, I want to win. 100%, I want to win, but I want to win because the policies are correct. And in some areas there are grey areas, 100%. And this is not meant to be a politics stream in the slightest. I promise it's not. But what's happened since Trump was elected and up till present is, and it may have happened before, but I don't think it was as bad, especially on social media, is that the line was in the sand. It's the Picard quote. Here, the line's here, no father. You know that thing. People would not even think about nuance. Everything's black and white. Everything's straight up. Either I'm right and you're wrong, or you're blocked. Or I'm going to storm off a stage on a TV show because for some reason I've gotten salty about something that hasn't been spoken of in the way I want it to be spoken of, like Owen Jones. Sorry.
Yeah. He's I was really angry about it. I was like, really, dude? He at some point in history, he just changed. He went from being a fairly okay, decent, journalist and someone who interviewed people and had very interesting. The interview with Peter Hitchens is such a nice conversation.
Yeah. I would
really
say
is.
that Owen still does from time to time say things I can agree with. And Joe, so now you've hit 100k, you're going to start being entertaining. I know what you meant to write. It's fine. Thank you for the £3 donation. No is the answer because you're still a $5 patron. Clearly, it doesn't work because I know who my patrons are because there aren't many of them.
But back then, like Owen would say things, that I would disagree with, and that's fine. It's whatever. But there wouldn't be this. You're a racist. You're a Nazi. It wasn't the screeching. He could agree to disagree.
Yeah.
With people.
I would have loved to be on a live stream with him. I think the most well-known person online, especially, and Owen has a big channel for those who don't know. The biggest person I'd ever been on a stream with briefly was actually Sargon of Akkad during the night of Brexit. And I was so excited. I had questions written down. I was going to ask him about certain policies and try and get an opinion. It was on Ralph's channel, Ethan Ralph's channel. Him, Nora, myself, Satirician, because they needed some Brits. Nora wasn't enough. Me and Sat had some questions. Sargon joined briefly, and I didn't get to say anything because the conversation was derailed by others involved, and that's not a shot at them. It's just that's what happens. It's like when Alex invites me on one of his streams, I derail it because I'm a dick, and ended up Sargon and V left and started their own stream, and Ralph was stream raiding him, I guess, or sniping, whatever you call it when you watch someone else's stream, And I just
sniping,
and I was just like, I'm going to bed now then, because I was so excited and stoked, and Brexit was such a big deal for our country. I really wanted to talk about certain policies. I wanted to have that conversation, but I didn't get a chance. And to this day, I don't even know. I genuinely wanted to talk to him at some point, but obviously he's off on his own thing now with the Lotus Eater thing, which is doing very well for him. I'm very happy for him. But in one respect, while I wanted to talk to these people, one second, Thank you, Leona, for the £1 donation. Uwu O Senpai. Uwu. I'm glad. I would have wanted to talk to them. I'm actually glad I didn't, because it's nice to have that separation from those who many are now very polarizing. And Paloma, thank you for the $5 donation. It was my donation you missed. Mum says, hello, Hello, Paloma's mother. Hope you're well. I know you now from my stream chats on Twitch. Hello. Hi, Mum. Hope you're well.
That's nice.
That is nice. It's 'cause,
Also, Telegon, right after this stream is done, I'm going live on Twitch.
Yes.
Now, wait. I'm going to be playing Ark for a little bit with a couple of my mods. But if you want to come on and have a conversation, then we can do that if you want.
Dr. Emily, thank you for becoming a member of the Moistonian peasantry. If you have a Discord account, you should be able to link and join my Discord server, Moistonia. And as far as law goes with regards to me, those in charge of it would include my server secretary. I'm sorry, Mr. Moose, you'd have to donate a lot more money for me to be able to make changes. £1 donations several times over, or many times over, dozens of times, does not count. Oh, God. Oh.
Megan, let me ask you some questions.
Go on.
How long exactly have you been doing this for?
Just over 6 years. I started in June of 2015, or July. No, June 2015. It was just after the 2015 general election. Literally the day after, I think. It was a Friday, either the 7th or 9th, I believe. And I did the little video then. So just over 6 years, 3 months. But fully, like, do you mean? Oh, hang on. Thank you, Leona, for the £2 donation. No bad stuff. I am putting it up your chuff tonight, and you are going to take. You
realise, right? You're based on how you've answered my question, which should have just been 6 years, and that would have been the end of it, and led through to my next question.
Okay, go on.
This is how I know you're a little bit autistic.
Thanks, man.
But I will. I wasn't speaking to you, Telegon. I was actually speaking to Zeos there.
Chaos.
But is it Chaos Zeos? I don't know.
Chaos.
Yeah. Where do you have that username? I don't recall seeing it. But yeah, what is your proudest moment within the last 6 years, other than hitting 100,000 subscribers?
Guessing one. Because the first few videos, I got maybe one view, and it was probably me anyway. I got my very first downvote, which was the very first interaction I ever got. My very first sub is called My Name is Joseph Stalin, or I am Joseph Stalin. 1 second, God. Another donation. Moose, all the butt stuff. If you up that donation, it will definitely be all the butt stuff. But yeah, it was that was, I think, getting one subscriber. And I would argue at the same time, when I hit 34, I then got introduced to all the a lot of anti-SJWs like Undoomed, and that was kind of cool because they were growing and they were blowing up, and getting to collab with them. Bearing reaching out to me after Mum died, sending me a song he wrote, and showed a video of him, because it was before a face reveal and doxing and all that. He sent me this video of him singing a song he wrote when he lost somebody, and it was like that's
pretty nice.
It was incredible how supportive and kind him and Sugar Tits were to me, because it was a very painful time, very difficult, because I didn't know what to do. And so that is definitely up there as well, because he was also a shame I don't really talk to him anymore, because he doesn't really do much on social media, so I can't sort of message him or anything, and he's busy being a parent, which is fantastic for him and Sugar Tits.
Yeah, he left me a very nice comment when I announced that I had been fully diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. He was very kind about it. So yeah, he's great. He really is a great guy.
He is. 1 second. Thank you, Shade. Someone giving Wildling the butt stuff. She's getting demanding. She does want butt stuff because she is a very demanding individual. I reckon everyone.
Is it Wildling wants anal devastation?
She says she doesn't want butt stuff, but really she wants all the butt stuff. every inch you can give her, she will take it like a pro.
Okay.
Lap stainers.
That's okay.
Um,
Well, go on.
no, that was it. Sorry, I was
Oh,
just
okay.
Yeah.
What is other than the obvious? What is your biggest regret that you haven't spoken about today, and has nothing to do with particular individuals that we shall not name?
I would say, it's a tough one actually. It's a tough one. It really is, because there are things that I do, like if I've made videos that are misinformed, I do feel generally quite bad about that. I cock them up and.
Well, okay. Let me frame it in a better
One
way.
second. The owner, £1. Joe, no, I don't want the butt stuff. You continue. The more you deny you want the butt stuff, the clearer and more obvious it is that you want deep double anal penetration. From Big Tasty.
Let me reframe it. Is there a moment in the last 6 years that would serve to be as the most intensely profound learning experience?
Oh, there's one, but we can't talk about it. And Yulita, thank you for the £1. Yes, give her all the butt stuff.
That's why I did prefix it with, other than the
so
obvious.
Beyond that one incident that we can't talk about, because there are certain rules here, we don't talk about that. It's nothing criminal that I've done, nothing like that. No. Something done to me, essentially. Beyond that, I think it was when I realised the communities were falling apart, because it really hurt. Because I was worried that I was going to lose something that I was working on, and I was worried I was not going to be able to move forward. I wasn't sure if I was dependent on these people or not. I wasn't sure if I could adapt. I wasn't sure if I could be better or improve. I was genuinely concerned for that, and I think that played a big part in wanting to be better and to move back to... Because I started as news commentary anyway. I wasn't a response video channel. I do them every so often, but very rarely now, because response videos are shit. Well, unless it's me taking a 1-minute clip from Twitter and turning it into a 10-minute video, in which case it's absolute comedy gold, of course.
Well, there are other ways that you could approach these kind of things anyway. But that's what I was asking there, Omegon, is like, we both of us have made mistakes, and I'm specifically talking about content here.
Yeah.
Where I'll give you examples. There have been videos, as you know, and live streams that I have done that were born out of anger, that were born out of just pure emotion, where I hadn't gotten all the details and ended up, looking like a far bigger prick than what I am, right?
Yeah.
And looking very stupid, far dumber than what I actually am. That's kind of like where I'm coming from that. Like,
okay. Oh, right. In that case, then it'll be so. If you ever done, and thank you, Paloma, for the $5 donation. There have been times where I've cocked up, and sometimes I get called out. The very first time was a guy called Mabusi. Yeah, it was shite. I dealt with him. The second time was Kevin Logan. It was hilarious because I think you and I spoke about it. But there was a vegan guy called Jack Green. Absolutely destroyed this video I did with some dumb American. Name is self-explanatory. Yes, she is. And
that's the
and it was a very bad video because my response was, I was just being a dick, and I was like, yeah, but my bacon. And the guy annihilated my content. That was...
Yeah.
I do remember... Oh, who's the one with the 3 arrows in their icon?
I know who you're talking... Is he just called 3 arrows?
Maybe. They kept messaging me and emailing me saying they'd done a video on something I'd done a video on, or commenting on my perspective on things. And I'm just like, I'm not watching this. I even told them I'm not going to watch it. And if you ask why, it's because I don't want to do a response video. I really don't. Consider yourself the winner so I can move on with my life. I really don't care enough. This isn't a contest to me, all right? I really don't care. And Frozen Binary says hi. Hello, Frozen Binary. How you doing, gorgeous? And give Leona some butt stuff from you, hey? Hello, Trupslop. I mean, Judge Trupsy Wupsy, my gorgeous friend.
Hey, Traps, how's it going, man?
Yeah. Nice. So I think it's probably that one because Jack Green reached out to me and we spoke like grown-ups, and he was actually fine. I didn't respond to his videos at all because he was right. I just wanted to have it. I was just having it fun, but in retrospect, it was very ill-informed content, and that's why I don't go after vegans on my channel. I never have much.
Yeah.
I don't do religion because I don't care. I don't care for religion. I don't understand religion, so I don't touch it. I also removed politics from this channel, which I think is probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Because even though I started this as a politics channel, people don't care for it here. They really don't.
Uh-huh.
So having it on a separate channel is best. Even if I do still get called right-winger, as if right-wing's pejorative. And also, I'm not right-wing, but okay. But you're welcome to call me that as a pejorative over and over again, as if it's some kind of gotcha. Thank you, fam.
I don't understand how that could ever be a gotcha. Oh, you're right wing. Okay.
Now what?
What do we do now?
Yeah,
it's not true, but
the same person.
What do we do now?
The same person has gone to my political Twitter account, the Moistski Live Twitter account, and comments on something about right wingers in healthcare, and I'm sat there like, you're really persistent. Firstly, I have the NHS. Why do I care? Second, how is calling me right wing a dirty word? How have you done that? It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, or which part of it you're on, because you could just be a centrist, which is also a filthy word, which happened when the skeptics all collapsed because the centrists, which is roughly somewhat where I sit, were then targeted. But I never adopted any label, so I was kind of safe. You know, it was.
You can. I'm sorry to kind of like put it this way, but it was the left-leaning people in the community that used that. You know, that were really taking issue with it.
Yeah, I know. It's why I tried to avoid these arguments because it was so. It again. It goes back to the thing I said much earlier in the stream. It just drags you down, man. I can't be arsed with any of it. I'm too lazy. I mean, okay, not lazy. So, someone has pointed out that if I'm lazy, how is it I manage to make 5 videos a week, stream several times a week, do the research for the videos, and I post videos, pictures of the notes I write in tabs where I do all my YouTube work. So you can see quite clearly I do a lot of writing. I go through like 2 notebooks a year, maybe. Depending on how thick they are, and we're talking like thick like thighs. You know, I'm not necessarily lazy. It's just when it comes to doing things outside of my work, I do burn out quite quickly, and I don't know. It's a strange. No, I don't. Maybe not burn out, but I don't have as much energy for hobbies at the moment. For example, I haven't played my guitar in a few weeks. Yeah. Because and someone came over. They brought me a bass amp because I needed one, so I gave them a really cheap entry level guitar I had. And they gave me this amp for a bass, and they were jamming on it and having a bit of fun. And they gave it to me, and I'm like, all of a sudden, people are there staring, watching, and I'm very socially anxious. Thank you, Jackie. Hope this is something for your 100k. Love you, and keep doing some awesome work, Omegon. Oh, and hi, Alex. Thank you, Jackie.
Hello.
It's very kind of you. Well, actually, Lazy Ass posts 5 times a week, 6 actually, once on the politics channel. It was 5 weeks on that, 5 a week on that as well, but I wasn't growing as much as I'd liked. Because the content was kind of lazy, so I stopped and I do more. Like I try and.
Oh, who called you right wing?
DM Lamont.
Where were they from?
DM Lamont. I assume American.
Yeah.
They're on my Moistski Twitter somewhere. I don't know.
So you are right wing, but like American right wing, because right wing in this country is a little bit different.
Yeah, I had that with the Political Compass back in 2016, where I took it, but it's an American test. And Taco Salad, then creator back then called Taco Salad, he said yes, but by you may have come out here as this, but by British standards, you're actually over there. And I thought, you got a point. You got a point. But actually, I'm not any of that because I took real issue with those tests because they don't have a middle ground. Yeah. Everything's grey. There's nothing grey. Sorry, it's all either
black
slightly
and white,
it's either slightly left, mostly left, or slightly right, mostly right. And I thought that was dumb. I want one right in the middle. It's like they did one on my survey the other day, determining whether or not how good and law abiding you are, and I, because it had a middle ground, I was probably the biggest goody two shoes you may have ever seen ever. I was so far at the top left, it was mental. And yet I didn't get. Thank you, Paloma. Meg's well, I'm not the bestest, but that's very kind of you to say. Awkwardness intensifies. Where does Alex sit
I'm
in
still
all this?
here. What political compass tests and stuff? Are you asking what my political leaning is?
No.
No. Okay, then we could just have some quiet time then.
No. I'm just curious what you think about. Okay, so I have a question then, because I took great issue with this during the Skeptics. I took great issue with it with politics. I took great issue with it So there's a term I absolutely hate, and it's labels. I hate it. I've always hated them. I hated it when someone called me a skeptic clone. I hate. One moment. Thank you, Leona. Daddy Omegon, I need attention. You are so wonderful and amazing, the bestest ever. You really want the butt stuff, don't you? I hated skeptic clone. I hated the anti-feminist, anti-SJW, all these labels, anti-theist or atheist or whatever. And then more recently, it's commentary community, and I'm not really a part of the community. I'm a commentary channel, but if you ever see those tiered lists, I'm never on them because the rest of them are a part of a community, but I'm just a commentary channel.
They're also incredibly cliquey.
Yes, and I only know of some. I've never actually I might have a DM I think with Tipster, and I love Tipster. He's a lovely guy to me, but I've not spoken to the guy. I've never hung out with the guy. No, that's not shade. It's just I'm not a part of these communities because I've always remained aloof. And when I get called these things, I think it's almost like it's a pejorative, but I don't like. And it sounds almost hipsterish. I don't like labels, and I think that's helped me as well.
They're
when it
not
comes to
labels, man.
I'm such a
The
hipster.
labels are just trying to keep us down, man.
I'm such a freaking emo hipster. Thank you.
No, I get it, dude. I get
So,
it. And
what are
it's
your
something
views
that
on labels?
I personally struggle with it. It's not because I want to identify one way or another way. It's just labels are descriptors, and it's how you communicate. You know, if I started talking about, if I say commentary community, a lot of people, even here right now, are not going to know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have to be more specific. And you're gonna.
Thank you, Paloma.
Yeah. And it's why I didn't mind using them.
Yeah.
I was an anti-SJW commentary channel or a social political commentary channel, who then went off to do reactions and then was a part of the Al Hader Nation.
Oh, you mean sorry, the haters.
Yeah, we don't talk about that period of my life.
I honestly, the moment you joined, my first response was, it's great for views and money, but you made a big mistake.
The big mistake that I made there was repeating the same mistake I made in social commentary.
Yeah.
And that was getting involved in community politics.
Yeah, it was.
But it is
carry
what it
on.
is. I'm not a part of any community whatsoever now. I just make documentaries now, and that's where I'm fucking staying. I talk to Omegon, I talk to a few different content creators, and I speak to the people on my Discord. That's enough of me. But labels are just a descriptor. I get why they piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like being called a bearing clone for years. I don't like some of the labels that people give me now. But it's just a descriptor. It's how people identify who you are, what you're about, the content that you make, and your brand. And it's not something you can get away from.
I can agree. I just try very hard to and have done for 6+ years. It's served me well to remain semi-elusive, which is fitting of a name, I guess. The whole, remember when I said that housemate said it as a unintended insult of, well, no one looks at you twice. It's worked. And I'm glad that the well, they're not necessarily gone, but some of those communities. I'd love for anyone. I want everyone to succeed on YouTube. I really do. But if all you're doing is nitpicking at someone else's life and doing that video over and 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 over again, yeah, you might. I mean, you may not get the views, but you have to change and adapt. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, you aren't going to succeed. Or if you do succeed, that success will wane because you haven't changed.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah,
and I do agree with Ali in the chat there. And that's the beautiful thing about labels, isn't it? On one hand, it's a descriptor and it's a very helpful thing. On the other hand, it's also an immediate dismisser.
it is. It's why I hated whenever I saw someone call me an anti-feminist. I am not an anti-feminist. I really am not. I couldn't care less about feminism. I care about equality. But it's when people then said, "Oh yeah, well then you're a feminist." Like, no. Oh, but then you're not for equality. You're therefore an anti-feminist. Like, no.
Oh, it's like the whole thing. If you don't support BLM, then, or if you don't identify as an anti-racist or whatever, then you're automatically a racist. It's fucking. It lacks nuance. It's retarded, and you shouldn't do it.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I can't be arsed with any of it. I'd like
Yeah,
to get
it's
the
irritating, but it's just how things are, dude. I mean,
It
you can sit
is.
here and complain about it and everything else, but
Oh, I can complain about it.
people will always.
I'll make a
apply
10-minute
them.
video and I'll put an incredibly long captain's log at the start just to piss off that one comment. I'm petty like that.
Don't be petty. Be sadistic.
So I'm gonna, because I had written something down for myself, because no one's really asked yet what I have plans for going forward. I had mentioned changes.
I kind of did.
Okay, well, I ignored
Kinda.
it. No, I didn't. No, I may have just forgotten. So there was a plan to make some minor changes to videos, a little, but not big changes. Like, I once tried to change the exhibition of stupid people thumbnail. No one liked it. They hated it. So it was made by Pencil Cookie, and it's lovely. I love it. So I use it as a politics channel thumbnail instead because it looks great.
Yeah.
I try these changes. It never works. So I adapted, moved on. But I want to try and obviously maintain the growth and the potential of this channel. And yes, I'd love to do another Content Constable, but they're exhausting. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. Maybe try Christmas. I don't know. We'll see.
It's an incredible amount of work to
Yeah.
add to what you already do.
It is, and that's why I've mentioned many times when I do those, I burn out really badly. And so it's a tricky one for me. So do I maintain consistency knowing that I can do well, or do I try and drop one big bomb and then try to get me motivated, which would mean somebody actually having to be there to poke me. But I do want to try and grow one of my other channels. The biggest one is the politics channel. It's nearly at 7,000 subs, which is pretty good. It's a fantastic growth.
Yeah,
My
that
reading channel is bigger than my game channel, but my reading channel, I upload once a month ish on that channel because I pay for everything, all the art and everything. So that channel isn't monetized. It's a black hole for money at the moment. Whereas the game channel is monetized, but it's all Euro Truck. So it's a case of don't think that's gonna. I'm not going to change that either because I think it's nice to have that consistent catalogue of content, which works for me. So I think I'm going to try and push with the politics, but I've got to try and be a bit more present and informative, and I think that would help. Because now that I have the chance to own one play button, of course, I'd want to try and push for a second, which sounds silly, but I know you've seen some people with like. Okay, so best example, the Sidemen. Many of them have 2 to 3 channels, maybe 4, and as the Sidemen they have 4 as well, and they've got all these play buttons stacked up. I'm just glad to have one, but I'm not going to deny an opportunity might present itself to get a second one day. You never know.
Hey man, I remember Onision having like 4 gold.
Yeah,
play
3.
buttons.
Yeah.
I
remember him breaking them as well. I was very. I mean, I got why, because to him he'd been dumped on for years, and it's just like, why should I be, why should I do this or celebrate this success if that's all I get? And it's always fault. Chief Gully asked a question: do you have a full rig? I have a steering wheel, a Logitech G920, pedals, gearbox, side panel, which I clamp to my desk. When I get my shed, log cabin, sorted, my intention would be to buy one of those portable ones that I could then connect it all to, and when I stream, sit it in front of my monitors so I can then have a rig of sorts, which I think would be kind of cool. But until then, no. I have my desk only. Side panel with programmed buttons, steering wheel, gearbox. Paloma, thank you for the $5. Take money. I will happily... YouTube will as well. They'll happily take 60% of that. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm still salty that YouTube does that to me. I'm always salty, though. But yeah,
Bless you.
Yes, I do have a rig, just not like Mark Armstrong Gaming. His rig is nuts. He has like a full driving setup with like 3 screens wrapped around. It's mental. I can't do that, won't do that. My cabin isn't big enough for that. I don't want that either because I kind of, with that as well, I also burn out. Because to do those streams, I have to sit there for 2 hours and drive, air quote, and talk. But to talk, I need a chat that's engaged and talks as well. If they're not, if I don't promote the stream, which is my fault, then less people know about it. So then it's very hard for me to keep pushing myself to be energetic and animated. It's a bit, it can be quite exhausting. So I wouldn't want to buy a rig like that either because it wouldn't be financially worth it. And most of that steering wheel I own was actually paid for by, well, the person who's been donating £1 mostly, and that's Steve, who very kindly turned up one day and just donated hundreds to me, which was nuts. Whiskey, £5, but your pedals are the wrong way round. For you and everyone else, yes they are, but for me, they're perfect, because I'm a dick. And you drive fine when you've had plenty of whiskey in you, so don't you start. I gave him so much booze. Why is he complaining?
Mr. Omegon, we have been going for 2.5 hours, sir.
Oh, jeez, have we? Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to wind down, I guess, because you need to go on Twitch. If
Alex only has so much energy.
Yeah, so if someone could do me a favour, one of my mods preferably, and link Alex's Twitch channel in the chat, I'd really appreciate it.
It's fine. I have a wrench on your channel.
Oh, you do? Oh, do it yourself then.
There you go.
Thank you all very much for joining. I know this wasn't all uber up positive, but it was nice to have some serious conversation. I always appreciate that. The birthday one was obviously a bit different, where we just... Oh, 1 second. Thank you, Leona. Check your DMs important. I'm sure it is. Let me go check my DMs. I don't see anything. I see something from Dave, and that's it. Right. Thank you all for joining us. We probably stream again sometime, but I don't know when. If you haven't already, please go follow Alex. And that's it, actually. Say goodbye, Scrumptious.